Alrighty. Good morning. It is Artificer Larry. It is 10:05. Um, we've got we've got a lot of stuff going on suddenly. I kind of blasted through Crestwood all at once last stream. So, nothing left in Crestwood. Um, I missed a landmark, but I already went back and got that. Um, what else did I do between streams? I did all the inventory nonsense. I did a couple of war table missions. I remembered that I have to talk to Leliana, because that's a thing that I haven't done yet. But I'm thinking that's going to be one of the last things I do today on stream, because... So, I'm going to deselect that. I could get started by zipping back to the hinterlands and taking care of some Venatori and a Templar, so I think I'm going to do that really quick before I head into the western approach there. So, start up here, grab Dorian and Cassandra. Grab Varric and Cassandra and Dorian. I don't know why, but I always want the rogue as my, my second person in my list. So... Varric and Cassandra and Dorian are the only ones who could possibly have any interest in the hinterlands right now. I already picked up the book for Vivienne. So it's like, Red Lyrium, got Varric. Templar, got Cassandra. Random Venatori asshole, got Dorian. So there was something up here, and I don't recall what it was. It would help if I, look at my map, but I would also rather just run up on it because me. Fuck it. What am I looking at? Venatori. Let's kill it. Cool. Oh, I didn't level everybody. Or at least I didn't level Cassandra. That's okay. No. Do not get stuck on the rock. I realize you're a dwarf. Do not get stuck on the rock. And the Venatori is going to be in this stupid little valley. With a few rams, apparently. Oh my god, it's part of Dead Ram Grove, of course. Yo! Come at me! Ouch. Ugh. Friggin' mages. Ow. Don't freeze to death, Tolly. Dorian greatly approves. Oh boy. I am glad one of my favorite characters is suddenly approving of even a Templar. He was so concerned when I chose that specialization. Oh my god. He was like, bro, I heard some shit about the Templars down here. They're fucking crazy. Why did you do that? Like, it's not bad enough that you conscripted the fucking Templars. Now you're becoming one. Why? He's probably just super, super nervous about Tali now. Like, I don't know why, but I can't picture a dwarf in Tevinter, so it's possible that, you know, and this is 100% speculation, but it's possible that he's never even met a dwarf. And now the first one that he meets, potentially, is working with fucking Templars and then becomes one. I would be concerned were I he. Alright, we ran right by this place, which is where our Red Templar is here. Or our Rogue Templar, Renegade Templar, whatever. Bitches! Let's go!
A Rogue Templar!
Sandra. That would have been...
It is done.
Fuck you! Yes, okay, it's done, except now we have to deal with the fucking bear. Oh yeah, I should probably respec my, ability thing there so that I remember that I have the shield wall ability. Did I just get an approval for killing the bear? Or did it just stack the approval and greatly approve? What the fuck just happened? I'm not complaining, but also I don't understand. Is there anything in here? Nothing. Okay. I gotta look. Alright. Cool, let's go. Oh, I know why I have a ability point for Cassandra. I decided that I wasn't going to do anything with a couple of characters until I could unlock their specializations. And she was one of them. Alright, what are we being chased by? Oh my god, it's a fucking ram that's been aggroed. Really? Yo! Fuck off! Oh my god. Maybe if I just run away, I don't have to deal with it. 'Cause I don't want to deal with it. And hey, it's not like we don't have to get up this hill anyway, so... fuck off, maybe? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. No, ignore the Fennec. The Fennec is fine. Nope, okay. I hate it when the enemy spellcasters have the same staff or spell focus as my mage, because then I go, oh, this is Dorian. Wait, fuck, that wasn't Dorian. And I step on the glyph and I get zapped and it sucks. And I lose all my guard because I stepped on the fucking glyph. Okay, and then the last Venatori I seem to recall is in the Exalted Plains, which we're not going to get to today. Well, it's not on the map anywhere, so I'm going to go with, yeah, something like that. Okay, so we're going to go back to Skyhold. We're going to see if we can get any specializations that we didn't have before. I don't know that the, 2 small approval changes are going to be enough to do any of that shit, but we're going to try. And or to get Dorian's personal quest there, but again, not sure if that's going to be enough. We'll see. We'll see. I can hope. I mentioned this on Twitter, but today is going to be a slightly shorter stream like usual on Monday, regardless of the fact that I have the day off, because my back really hurts. I injured myself a couple of weeks ago and it's acting up, so I'm gonna not aggravate it more than I have to. Okay. Excuse me. It is so early in the game. Don't you tell me I'm committed to independence. I mean, she is, but also, fuck off. Okay, specialization shit. And also, Tali's, um, shield wall is gonna go here, because I forget about it all the time. And then, Blessed Blades can go where that was, I guess. That, yeah. We'll do that for now. Why did I get out of that screen? Cassandra, have you figured out your seeker shit? Yes, you have. Fantastic. And now you have 2 points for me to spend. Hooray! Who else did I not level? I don't care about Blackwall. Cole. I know he does have it. Never mind. I was gonna say, I bet he doesn't have any assassin shit, because I've barely taken him anywhere, but I have taken him out, so... Okay, so everybody's got their specialization bullshit. I also just remembered that I got a couple of amulets of power from... Oh, one of them was for me! Okay. War table missions. That was... Varric. Oh, right, because of the writing nonsense where we were like, "Yo, Aveline, you want to do this?" And it wasn't Aveline, it was Brennan maybe? Anyway, we talked to someone to solve a murder in Kirkwall. Kitty cat, I really don't think that's going to support your weight right now. You're just going to end up between my feet, which is fine, but I'm just watching my cat try to settle his weight on a blanket that's just kind of wadded up at my feet right now. That's... Sweetie. Sweetie, that's not... Okay. Alright, whatever. I don't see how that's comfortable, but whatever. Okay, so... What do I want to do with Tali? I can do Focus Teamwork, which is on this page, which is an Inquisitor skill. Ability combos versus... What else can I do? That's Rally. I have like 5 abilities available that I think do exactly the same thing as that. So I'm not sure that's really helpful at this juncture. I will deal with that later. There is no darkness. Damage resistance 10%. Spell Purge. Dispel all hostile magic from the area around you. But this is specialized fighting mages and demons. So it doesn't say that it isn't one or the other. Hmm. I can upgrade Blessed Blades, which is nice. Or I can do Spell Purge, which is eventually... Ooh! Spell Purge now deals massive area damage when dispelling barriers and other beneficial effects on enemies. That's going to be really useful later. All of your Templar abilities now affect magic using enemies as well as demons. That's what that whole thing. I feel like the entire point of the Templar is to do both of those things in the first place. So I'm not. I'm gonna have to look into that. Cause yeah. Okay. Well, we'll start with this one, I guess. And then Varric, what do you get? Fully upgraded archery already done. So cooldown reduction and +3 cunning versus elemental mines. Those are so good. Friggin' love the elemental mines. Okay. So that's that one. We're gonna we're gonna go to the war table, I guess. 'Cause Mother Giselle didn't accost me yet. So we're gonna zip out to the western approach. See how this goes. I have a new strategy with dragons, or at least with the electricity dragons, which were consistently fucking murdering me, and I'm just gonna have an all-mage party for those, because that dragon in Crestwood went better than it really should have, so that's gonna be what we do, pretty much from now on for electricity dragons, I guess. So, western
The order
approach,
was
that's
sent?
an Orlais,
This morning.
or possibly beyond Orlais, but, you know. I'm trying to, like... It's so weird to me to not have had the 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 scene with Dorian's father triggered yet, so maybe I'm gonna talk to Dorian before I do this. 'Cause I don't remember all of the triggers for that. It's possible that I have to talk to him before Mother Giselle even comes into play, if you will. But I do know that you start with significantly lower approval if you side with the Templars anyway with Dorian.
Any story?
And, you know, one, I did that, and then two, I I became one. So he specifically was like, "Yo, that thing that you did, why?" There we go, cutscene.
Anything interesting?
A letter regarding Felix. He spilled wine on you in Redcliffe, remember? I was trying to discover what became of him. Where he ended up.
And
I didn't realize he
Redcliffe
spilled
is
wine.
abandoned, and there's no trace
I
of
knew
him.
he fell on my Inquisitor. I didn't
Never
realize that
existed.
he
I think the
spilled wine on
Venatori
me.
found out he was helping me. I think they killed him.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Dorian.
are you alright?
He was ill, and thus on borrowed time anyhow.
That
But
doesn't
also,
mean
no.
You can't regret his death.
I know. Felix used to sneak me treats from the kitchens when I was working late in his father's study. Don't get into trouble on my behalf, I tell him. I like trouble, he'd say. Tevinter could use more mages like him. Those who put the good of others above themselves.
For some reason, I never remember that Felix is actually also a mage. I mean, of course he is, because Alexius admitted to him, but I and also, like, if magic runs in bloodlines, like, that I feel like there should be either way more mages in everywhere else, or like something is going funny with the magic in Tevinter. Something is weird. I don't know, but oh God, I know the answer to this question, but also,
Were the two of you...
Felix and I? What an odd question. No, I had no intention of abusing Alexius's hospitality by seducing his son. Not that I've been proper my whole life by any means. It wasn't like that. Even in illness,
Proper.
Felix was the best of us.
Dorian.
With
Goodness.
him around, you knew things could be better.
What about you? You're okay.
You make it sound like he was a better person than you.
What a mad thing to say. Few people are better than I.
I love Dorian.
Very well, a better person, clearly, not nearly as handsome.
That is true.
Thankfully, Felix wasn't the only decent sort kicking around Thedas.
Oh, thanks. I love Dorian.
The Inquisitor's work is never done, I see.
Fact. Tell me about
You
Alexius.
said Alexius was a mentor of yours.
He was my patron.
Tell me a story,
responsible
Dorian.
for the higher levels
This is
of
the worst
circle
story.
of Magi.
It's
In
depressing as
return,
fuck.
my successes were his. I had a lot of successes, naturally. Alexius was most pleased. He and I used to talk over brandy about the corruption, how we could one day make real change in the Imperium. And then he gave up. He stopped trying.
No. You never give up. Why?
Why did he give up?
On a journey to Hosburg, a Darkspawn raid killed his wife and sickened his son. I remember hearing the news. He
No.
hadn't been there, you see. Alexius was convinced he could have protected them. The guilt tore him up. I helped him with his research for a while, and then we drifted apart.
I'm sorry.
That must have been difficult.
Back then, I was furious.
I feel like that's
I
fair.
told him to snap out of it, move on. I thought I had all the answers. Later, I regretted my hasty words. But we didn't speak again until he approached me for the Venatori. Too much
Ugh.
pride, I suppose. Plus, I was busy drinking. One must have priorities.
I hope you fix those priorities, honey. Did you miss him?
Was
I'm
it
gonna
hard being
not
away
be a
from him?
dick.
It was hard not having a patron, yes. I'm not exactly built to fit in.
Relatable.
He's dead now. More's the pity.
I'm
I
sorry.
should go.
Naturally.
Naturally. Okay, and I already dumped my research items. Creature research items. There we go. So we're gonna come back around here. Kitty cat, I told you were gonna end up on my feet. There's Mother Giselle. Called it.
My Lady Inquisitor, it's good of you to speak with me. I have
Yeah,
misery
it is good of me to
of
speak with you.
companions, but a winter.
You are a bigot. You don't like him, do you?
Is that a note of distaste I detect, Mother Giselle?
I admit his presence here makes me uncomfortable, Inquisitor, but my
You're a
feelings
bigot.
are of no importance. I have been in contact
You are
with
correct. Your
some
feelings are of no importance because I don't care about them.
Are you familiar with them?
Ooh, I'm playing a very different Inquisitor than Ilari. I'm not sure where to go with this. It shouldn't matter what I say here because Giselle does not have any approval points that I could even remotely be concerned about, even if I cared about her opinion, which I don't. Why are you in contact? I'm just like, so here's my thing so far. Like, Tully, since I did not go with In Hushed Whispers, I did Champions of the Just instead. Tully does not have all of the like immediate bonding that you get with Dorian if you go In Hushed Whispers. Like, I've said this before, but that quest was the entire reason I romanced anyone in Dragon Age, like, at all. Because I started In Hushed Whispers and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do any of the romance stuff. That's not really my jam. And then you say something to Dorian once you get to that quest and you start all of the bullshit and you're like, oh my god, what is going on? And you're alone with Dorian. And I said something and he just goes, I'll protect you. And I went, oh no, I guess I'm romancing Dorian. So, but so you don't get that when you side with the Templars, but at the same time, like he fought his way through an army of mages being led by Corypheus, a darkspawn magister. He booked it all the fucking way to Haven, was clearly exhausted by the time he got to the doors. We let him in, he gave us all of the information that he had, and then just stayed to help. Even though everybody is kind of going, alright, who the fuck are you and why are you here? Like, that goes a long way making someone, you know, trust you. That's a thing. So, he did not prove himself in the same manner, but, like, Dorian's a fucking badass. I'm just like Cole doesn't have to literally fight his way through the army of Venatori the way Dorian would have physically had to fight his way through the army. Like Dorian is not a spirit. He can't just be like, you don't see me. He had to fight to get to Haven. And he did. And he's a fucking boss. So, you know, all of this is going a pretty long way toward making us trust Dorian. And then suddenly Mother Giselle is like, this Tevinter asshole, and you're like, wow, alright. That's how it is. Sure, bitch. We have many reasons to trust Dorian. I'm not really sure we have as many reasons to trust Giselle. I don't like her. Anyway. I could be nice, but I'm not going to.
Why exactly would you be contacting Dorian's family?
I didn't contact them, Inquisitor. They contacted me.
Congratulations.
So I sent a letter describing
Why are
the
they doing
estrangement
that?
from their son and pleading for my aid. They've asked to arrange a meeting quietly without telling him. They fear it's the only way he'll come. Since you seem to be on good terms with the young man, I'd hoped.
You want me to fucking trick Dorian?
Just what kind of meeting do they have in mind?
I believe they just want to talk, to understand why Dorian felt he had to come here. Somewhat private, away from Skyhold, but not in Tevinter. You make them nervous, I think. They don't understand why he's here with the Inquisition. They want him to come home.
And you want him gone. It is so nice to occasionally not be the nice, upstanding, not making waves Inquisitor, especially when I know it's not going to affect any approval ratings. It's so nice.
I imagine you'd be relieved to see him gone.
If this is what it seems, and it works out.
Wow!
All
Oh my god, she's not even pretending that she doesn't want him gone. Wow, okay, I dislike her even more now.
Why would his family
That's
contact you?
what a
because they don't know me,
bitch.
Inquisitor. I am not of the Imperial Chantry, but they know what I represent. These are parents concerned about the welfare of their son. How could I not do whatever possible? I
You're
would
being
speak to the young
had.
man myself, but he does not care for me. Thus I
He
have
does
to
not
do
care
this.
for me, neither do
What
I.
can come of this? We must try.
They don't want Dorian to know. That seems odd.
They believe the young man
It doesn't actually seem odd, it seems rude as fuck.
implies he'd have cause. Yet they are remorseful for whatever came before.
For whatever came before.
Their
If they
own
didn't
business
tell
will
you,
only
they
be
didn't
bad
actually want to
without his
apologize.
knowledge, I know. But does it not lead to a greater kindness if there is potential for reconciliation?
Are you sure this isn't some kind of trap? I mean, the secrecy.
That did occur to me. What if it is a plot of those mages, the Venatori? Another reason to put this in your hands, Inquisitor.
Okay, well, if
Probably
you're
have
putting
to
it in
seek
my
advice,
hands,
but if it is,
my hands say you're a bitch and I'm not lying to someone who has proven himself trustworthy.
If you think I'm going to trick Dorian into meeting his family...
I feared you might say that.
Shut up.
Dinner,
Good morning, MH.
to take him onward. If he truly
I'm gonna get started in the Western Approach once I run to Redcliffe and
I pray you change your mind,
have an
Inquisitor.
unpleasant conversation with Dorian's father.
If there is any chance of success in this, it behooves us to act.
Fuck you. Official-looking letter. Your Reverence, I understand that you feel inadequate to the task of bringing Dorian to a secret meeting. This implies that this is, like, at least the third letter here, because Hallward Pavas had to contact Giselle, who had to be like, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm okay with, you know, working with you even though I know nothing about you. Sun's shining at 6:30 p.m. That is very late. Why is the sun still out? Also, I'm gonna be going on about Dorian for a little while because this quest just makes me so agitated every time I get to it. Because, like, she doesn't trust Dorian because he's from Tevinter. Because he, you know, came here and he's a mage from Tevinter. And he fought his way to Haven and he put all this effort in. But she's willing to trust his father, who is a Tevinter magister? Why? Fucking... okay. Blah blah blah. Even in the asking, I find it difficult to believe myself. Considering my son has rebuffed all contact, this is the only way. I know him. He would be too proud to come if he knew, even just to talk. That is all we wish to do. The thought of Dorian in the south, placing himself in the path of such danger, alarms us more than I can express. You are full of shit. If this somehow succeeds, we have a family retainer at the Vandrel Hills watching for Dorian's arrival. He will bring the boy to us somewhere private. The boy is old enough to have completed all of his training, gotten a patron, had an issue with the patron. Like, he's not a child. Yeah, okay. Somewhere private. If Dorian utterly refuses to go with him, it ends there, and there is nothing we can do. We are at our wits' end. Graciously yours, Magister Hallward of House Pavas. You're a dick. So we're gonna go back up. And we're gonna tell Dorian everything Giselle just said. Because fuck lying to Dorian. That is not something that I can ever do with any Inquisitor.
What's on your mind?
Dorian, there's a letter you need to see.
A letter? Is it a naughty letter? A humorous
I love that
proposal
that's
from some
immediately where his
absolute
brain
dowd?
goes. Ooh, is it funny?
Right.
Is it dirty? Oh.
From my father. I see. And what does Magister Hallward want, pray tell?
A meeting.
Show me this letter. I know my son? What my father knows of me would barely fill a thimble. This is so typical. I'm willing to bet this retainer is a henchman, hired to knock me on the head and drag me back to Tevinter.
He has cause to think that. But Tali doesn't know that. She's gonna go straight to, wait, but what if it's this other thing also?
This could be the Venatori. Lure us somewhere remote, then an ambush.
Perhaps, although this does look like my father's penmanship. Or, could he have joined the Venatori? No, that can't. Well, anything is possible.
Do I know Heavy Rain? I
Let's
do
go.
not. I have heard the
This
title,
so-called family retainer.
but that is it.
If it's a trap, we escape and kill everyone. You're good at that.
I am good
It's
at that.
not. I send the man back to my father with the message that he can stick his alarm in his wit's end.
Cat, why? That's not a good... My cat is trying to settle on this blanket that's curled up at my feet. Gonna refund the game, so depressing. Oof. I mean, that's about the only thing I've heard about
There
Heavy
seems
Rain
to
is that it's
be
depressing as
bad
hell.
blood between you and
So,
the family.
Interesting turn of phrase. But you're correct. They don't care for my choices, nor I for theirs.
the ironic
Because
laugh
you
there
wouldn't
hurts
get
me.
married? Because you left?
That too.
That too. Okay, let's
Let's
go.
go meet this retainer then.
I wonder how much my father paid this man to wait around just in case I showed. We'll find out soon enough.
Witcher 3 going well. I am not surprised, because that seems to be one of your favorites. I have some plans for games. Um, one of the things that I'm why am I even running back out? I can just save here and I tried to save. I'm gonna save real quick and then we're gonna go to the hinterlands. One of the things that I'm planning to do once I get paid, because I have a relatively healthy paycheck coming my way soon, um, I'm going to obviously, I'm going to be picking up the things that I mentioned before. I have a pen display that's coming my way. I'm hoping I can get the capture card and stream deck, but that will wait a little while. And then, ideally, I would like to get some more games also, because there's this membership to a game store, GameStop, that I used to have that has apparently gotten their paid membership has gotten significantly better since I last had one. So I'm considering picking one up because I have a lot of stuff on my list to buy this year. So, greatest thing happened today. Favorite MMORPG. Black Desert Online supports your controller. Cast all of your 26 skills with X, Y, A, B, and shoulder buttons. Excellent. That is so good to hear. I'm glad for you. Cause like the keyboard gaming confuses the daylights out of me. I'm not gonna lie. So having
Perhaps we should search about a bit.
oh wait, I do want a rogue in my party, don't I? Shit. Sorry, Dorian. I'm gonna zip out and grab a rogue, and then we're gonna go talk to your father, cause it's not like they have to come in with us anyway. But also I need a rogue if I'm gonna unlock that door. I forgot I hadn't done that yet. Let's take these two. Yeah, this works. Let's just take the gaze for this, because Sarah of all people would understand also. And she can unlock the doors. Combinations make sense now. Excellent. This is this is like 90% of the reason I'm a console gamer. So the other thing about because I know you are hardcore about computers instead of consoles, even now that you're, you know, yeah, controllers are great. Part of my thing is like I have no brand loyalty for Windows versus Mac. So if I picked up something for my MacBook now, if Windows fixes the problems that drove me away from Windows, I might get another Windows machine in the future. So then I would be unable to play whatever games I picked up. So that limits things a lot, whereas I already have the consoles. So, Grey Whiskey, right one, Conscription Ale. A bottle marked vintage River Hawk. Toast them all. I love the double meaning, or conceivable double meaning in that. Toast them all. Are we setting them on fire? Okay. Sorry. So that was my bit rate kind of tanked for a second there. either, you know, toast them all, set them on fire, or I propose a toast. Um don't have key bindings like WoW does. F and Q, FQ left click versus X and L1, X, L1, R1. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of things like that, if they don't just change it to something like WoW does, I feel like those are like they didn't really do their job trying to port it to PC at that point.
You should go to dinner.
Like one of the things that I think that you really kind of have to do if you create a game is you have to make it make sense for the system that it runs on. Those are better. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's have an awkward conversation. I will give you one thing: the PC load times are much better. But again, I would like to be able to play my game no matter what kind of computer I get, so I'll stick with consoles.
Uh-oh, nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Dorian.
Father. So the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smokescreen?
Then you were told. I apologize.
Yeah, I
for
fucking
the
was.
deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Too bad.
Of course not. Magister Parvus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the Dread Inquisitor.
The Dread Inquisitor. I love that.
Exactly, Father. Ambush? Kidnapping? Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
If I say he has a right to be angry, she doesn't really know the story yet, but also... Actually, wait. If I say he has a right to be angry, are we talking about Dorian there? I'm gonna actually Google that, because I really don't want to pick that if that's... Like, we're not talking about Hallward Pavus having a right to be angry, right? Okay, well that says no approval changes, so that tells me that I'm not talking about his father. That, makes me feel a little better there. I think, alright. I think I'm gonna support Dorian here, because what little she knows so far, she's gonna be like, I mean, that's kinda... You can, like, chill, bro. This is how it's always been. I mean, you didn't... You tossed him out, as far as she knows.
Considering you lied to get him here,
Also
Dorian
that.
has every right to be furious.
You don't know the half of it. But maybe you should.
Dorian, there's no need.
I support you, Dorian.
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
Why is that a problem? What the fuck?
That's a big concern in Tevinter, then.
Only if you're trying to live up to an impossible standard. Every Tevinter family is intermarrying to distill the perfect mage, perfect body, perfect mind, the perfect leader. It means every perceived flaw, every aberration is deviant and shameful. It must be hidden.
Naturally. Never seen this quest. Yeah, this one... One, if you're playing with mods where... And I don't recall if this was you, but if you're playing with mods where Dorian is romanceable by women, you won't see this quest because it won't make any sense. But also, there sometimes different countries will take out things like that because it's censorship, because it's not a thing that they want to support. So I don't know if this is a case of, you know, different areas of the world being like, nah, you can't see this because we disagree with the content, or if it's a case of, Dorian not being gay in your game means that this does not make any sense at all. Because his father is making a scene because he's gay. Yep, and that's what I was figuring might be the case, MH. Because I've read some things about this scene being taken out in other parts of the world, so that's why. I feel like I'm missing part of this scene. I so all right. I'm gonna do this, regardless of the fact that I know how it ends. I think this is the part that I'm thinking of that I'm missing. So this is gonna be part of the reason this part is not gonna be in a different localities game.
I'll need you to explain that.
Did I stutter? Men and the company thereof as in sex. Surely you've heard of it.
I had a suspicion.
This is not exactly news, Dorian.
Why should it be? Why should anyone care? I have no idea.
Same.
This display is uncalled for.
No, it is called for. You called for it by luring me here.
This is not what I wanted.
I'm
Too
never
bad.
what you wanted, Father. Or had you forgotten?
Here we go. Oh no, okay. He still hasn't said it yet. Okay, hang on. Where do you get the US version? So unfortunately it may not play on your PC or console, depending on, I don't know how it works with PC games, but I know that any, like, the different localities, I think it's called NTSC. Like there's a European version and a yeah, changing region. Okay, so if that's the case, you might have to get it online. I mean, I don't know for sure. Anyway, she's gonna be like, "Oh, well, if you're gonna be a dick about that, we can go. It's
Then
okay.
walk away, Dorian.
I support
already
you."
did that once, didn't you?
I agree, let's go. There's nothing more to be gained here.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
No.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies?
Oh, here we go.
He taught me to hate blood magic.
This one.
The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You're full of
I
shit.
wanted the best for you. Your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
Dorian needs a hug. Let's go back to Skyhold.
I think it's time we left.
I agree.
Oh, that was that glitch. Glitch. I hate it when that happens. I support you, Dorian. And now that I've said that, I'm just like, I'm picturing Tali just being like, "Oh, it's okay, honey," and just like picking him up and carrying him, which is utterly hilarious because she's, one, a dwarf, and two, I specifically, like, I if we could change heights in Dragon Age, she would be like at the bottom of the slider. She is tiny for a dwarf. Like, your Inquisitor is automatically slightly taller than Scout Harding. That would not be the case. She should be the tiniest dwarf. Oh. My cat just heard something across the house and zipped out. I can move my feet. Ugh. Scout Harding is not a noob.
He's a good man, my father. Deep down. He taught
She's the
me
one that's doing all the work
principle
to
is important.
get us new maps.
He cares for me in his way, but he won't ever change. I can't forgive him for what he did. I won't.
You okay?
Are you all right?
No, not really.
Hi, alien! Very
Thank you
tiny
for
Tali,
bringing
yes.
me out there.
She's so little.
Even if it didn't work out. Maker knows what you must think of me now, after that whole display.
Well, I missed the
think
what
you're very
exactly did he
brave.
do,
Brave?
but
It's not easy to abandon tradition and walk your own path.
she would know.
At any rate, time to drink myself into a stupor. It's been that sort of day. Join me sometime, if you've a mind.
I hate it when I accidentally miss,
I don't know what you think you're doing.
I'm being clapped at by a hen, evidently.
Don't play the fool with
dialogue
me.
options.
If I wanted to play the fool, I could be rather more convincing, I assure you.
Your glib tongue
he-
does you no credit.
You'd be surprised at the credit my tongue gets me, Your Reverence.
So now we get to find out if Dorian is glitched on the other side of the table, like he has been the last 4 times I've come to this. He is.
Oh,
I also love Dorian's ridiculous outfit. It's great.
What's going on here?
It seems
And
your
his
weird mother
one
was
bare
concerned
shoulder.
about my undue influence over you.
it is just concern. Your worship, you must know how this looks.
You might need to spell it out, my dear.
This man is of Tevinter.
And
His presence at your side. The rumors alone.
What's wrong with him being from Tevinter, specifically?
I'm fully aware that not everyone from the Imperium is the same.
oh yes, is that why you were willing to listen to his father over the one that fought
The
through the
opinion of
fucking
masses
Venatorian
is
Red
based on
Templars to come
centuries
help
of
us?
evidence. What would you have me tell them?
The truth?
The truth is I do not know you, and neither do they. Thus, these rumors will continue.
Do tell me about these rumors, Mother Giselle.
Oh. I'd like to hear what these rumors are exactly.
I could not repeat them, your worship.
Then shut the fuck up about
So
them.
you've shared them before.
See, I meant no disrespect, Inquisitor. Only to ask after this man's intentions. If you feel he
To
is without
help.
ulterior
Apparently more than
motives, I
you.
humbly beg forgiveness of you both.
Ugh. I do not grant you my forgiveness. You are being a bigoted bitch. Get out.
Well, that's something.
Forget her. Oh my god, I've never said that before, but this is the one. This is the Inquisitor that would say that shit. I'm so excited about this.
Don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Fact.
She does, actually. There are rumors.
I mean,
and
okay.
Her concern is well-meaning, if misplaced.
It doesn't matter.
Listen to you. It's good to be the Inquisitor. I should ask, do the rumors bother you?
There will always be rumors.
Why should it bother me? Everyone's talking about the Inquisition.
Fact. That's good. I'd hate to think I brought you any grief.
Nah.
Perhaps it's odd to say, but I think of you as a friend, Inquisitor.
BFFs.
I have precious few friends. I didn't think to find one here. Don't speak. I detest confessions, and I'd like to get this over with.
My lips are sealed.
Allow me to say I'll stand beside you, against Corypheus, my countryman, or spurious rumor, so long as you'll have me.
You are welcome. Yay! Dorian's my friend. Okay. I'm going to save really quick, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run out to the western approach. Oh, hello. Removable batteries for controllers, Xbox, or rechargeable sealed ones. I definitely prefer rechargeable, because of all of the things that Alien said, but also because every goddamn time I put down my Xbox controller, it feels like the batteries either shift or, like, they just drain super fast. I hate them. It's a pain in the ass.
The Inquisitor's work is never
And
done, I
you
think.
can... Okay, I wanted to make sure there wasn't any extra dialogue. You can get battery packs for the Xbox 360 controller that I have. I just haven't found one yet that's, you know, functional. So I definitely highly prefer the rechargeable ones, because they're just so much easier to deal with. They hold a charge for a really long time. You can plug them in and play at the same time. They charge using a cord that is the same as one of my old phones, so I have like 6 of them lying around, or at least the PS4 ones do. Lol, get Duracells, that's what I use. They don't last very long in a controller. It's not, they're just, it doesn't have to do with which battery you use so much as it has to do with just the power draw that is required for them to work. Commander Cullen, our scouts confirmed the... Oh, excuse me, this is Knight Captain Rylan. Commander Cullen, our scouts confirmed the Inquisitor's report. A large force of Grey Wardens has moved into the western approach. We need to establish a foothold out there immediately. Knight Captain Rylan. I recommend immediate deployment of troops to secure a position in the western approach. Do it! Check your controller's power draw. I don't have any fucking idea how to do that. I just know that you can't, like, Duracells are not worth it. Like, if you can get a rechargeable one, get the rechargeable one. There are so many reasons that they are better. And also, they're just, like... The ones that run on AA batteries will die real fast. Also, no, Captain Rylan. Commander Cullen, our scouts confirmed the Inquisitor's report. We've already said that. That was the very thing that we... Okay. Who do I want in the western approach? Do any of my... I haven't taken Cole anywhere, really. I don't need the melee assistance, but it'd be nice to have a scout there. Or rather, a rogue, so he can get in some flanking damage. None of the... Oh, I bet Blackwell's got interesting shit to say, but I don't like him. And also, I don't want another tank in my party. I'll do him next time. I'll deal with him when I'm playing Ruben. So we have a scout. Let's just throw in a couple of mages, then. Vivienne might have some things to say about the desert. This might be a disaster. Let's find out. I'm over-leveled anyway. See how this goes. I mean, MH, if you really want to get the battery ones, that's up to you, but realize that you're gonna end up spending a lot of money on batteries rather than, you know, spending no money and a lot less of a time with the rechargeable ones. The other downside to the battery-powered ones is that if your battery is dying, the controller itself won't take the...
No sandstorms and the vicious wildlife. We haven't made it far out here. One of my men got too close to a poison hot spring and gave me a slightly delirious report of a high dragon flying overhead. In short, this might just be the worst place in the entire world.
I believe it.
Be careful out there.
It's sweet of you to worry. I have to flirt with Scout Harding now, because I haven't for most of it.
Are you worried about me?
Someone has to be. And try not to die.
Aww.
I don't want to deliver that report
That's
to Skyhold.
That's really nice.
I sent a Venatori messenger and persuaded him to give up the orders he was carrying. We have them here. This entire place. It just feels like something's not right. Be careful.
You are correct. Something is in fact not right about the Western approach. Intercepted Venatori message. Octavian, with our allies the Templars redeploying and abandoning their mine in the canyons, we will now focus our efforts on the excavations and the summoning attempts. Go have a word with our White Claw associates. I'll be sending further resources your way. Service. Ah, yes. This is also the map where the final mission can glitch hardcore. Um, so I gotta remember that I have to save like right as soon as I get out of Korokavas because that is such a pain in the ass to not actually be able to get that off my fucking quest list. I'm hoping that that's not going to happen this time, but I think it happened last time. You're supposed to be able to get Crassie's service in to be judged, but I couldn't do it the last couple of times. GP Repsycho S. I have not heard of those. My suggestion to you is to do a lot of research before buying things. Just like find reviews where people are like, "Yeah, these are great. No, those sucked." You know, decide if what they say is worth listening to for you. Alright, there was one that I'm pretty sure was supposed to be just over here somewhere, but I don't see it. There it is. Further over than I thought. Duracell is more global. Yeah, they're as far as I know, that's an American company, but I'm not actually sure now that I say that. How do I get up there? I have to go back and around, don't I? Dorian, why are you trying to walk up the rock? That's not going to help you. Alright, and then I have to get one of my mages. Guys, please. Thank you. Of course. Get the one in the back. It's fine. Vivienne, get closer. Do your job. You know, I didn't really plan to put her in those colors. They were just kind of the ones that worked out for the materials that I had at the time before I got to Skyhold where I can dye things, but that's a good color combo for her. Berkshire Hathaway, US. Okay. Again, not a location that I am familiar with, but the US is pretty big. So. Alright. I do this every time, and it never works, but I'm gonna see if I can get that, that one shard up here before I close the rift. But it never works, so I'm not really sure why I'm bothering, because I know that it's not gonna work. Ah! Haha! It worked! Sweet, now I go back to my Inquisitor. Let's go. Wait a minute. I took the dispel thing and I didn't put it on my... Oh, Berkshire Hathaway is a real estate company. Interesting. Okay. What? That's... Where did that come from, MH? What's... I don't... I am now confused about context. What just happened? Duracell's owner. So the real estate company owns the batteries? That's bizarre. Okay. I mean, you know, welcome to the US. The companies try to branch out because they're, you know, trying to be more profitable than is sensible. So, you know, capitalism. Probably have holdings and investments and are a giant conglomerate all over the world. Yep, that's how American companies work, so yeah. Oh, well, that was a bad time to do that, but alright. Hooray! We're done. Alright. No more Rift. Does it make money? I'm in. Yeah. Like I said, that's capitalism. That's American companies. That's just how they work. Gates of Toth. Open! No.
No good. We'll have to find another way.
Alright. You know, with all of the comments that Dorian makes, or that are made about Dorian being, I believe Mivaris Tilani's letter calls him a hothouse orchid, um, like implying that he can't take cold weather. He must love the Western approach. He bitches about the Storm Coast because of the weather, and can relate, not gonna lie. He complains about being cold, I think, in the Emprise du Lion, where, you know, again, if Mivaris is calling him a hothouse orchid, okay, yeah, of course he doesn't like the cold place. And it is gonna, none of those things are gonna be true here. He should be good. It is hot, and the map, I love how they, like, crafted this map specifically to make it look hot, because they did a fantastic job with a lot of the backgrounds and shit in this game, because it's like, you look out at the Western approach, and you're like, alright, everything is orange rock. It looks like fucking Sedona, Arizona, and it's like, it just looks hot. Everything is shades of orange. It's gross. And then also the sand is like a little bit shiny, which is not really generally a thing, but like, you know that the sun is just beating down on you. They did a fantastic job with some of the design in this game. It's just beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Bitch! Get over here! Fight me! Leave my rogue alone. You see nothing. Oh, hello. There's a spider also. Cool. Ah! There's another one! I don't have a problem with spiders, but also, spiders that size would make even me nervous, I think. Oh look, there's a spider the size of a large dog that wants to fucking poison the shit out of you. That's pleasant. Package label. Property of Frederick of Serral. University of Olay. Nazare's Pass Research Camp.
Someone is missing a teapot, papers, and little biscuits.
Oh my god. A teapot, papers, and little biscuits. That's great. Hey, hey you, leave my rogue alone. My rogue and my mages. Leave them be. I'm not dealing with your shit. Alright. So I didn't go. Oh, that's right. There's like a weird split off here. The better way to go, in my opinion, would probably have been down here to go around because these two paths meet up here somewhere. But you want to replay your rogue, so like the same rogue but slightly different, or make a new one. Because I've only replayed one of my characters, and it was specifically because I was like, that's not what I wanted to do with him. I'm gonna do this again, but better. Same build, new character. Alright, I mean, whatever works. I tend to, like, overdo character creation, because my brain is just like, oh cool, what if this Inquisitor had this background? That'd be great. Okay, I'm gonna make a whole new character for it, which is how I've ended up with 10. Oh. Oh, a hyena chased us. Okay, I'm like, what happened over here? Why are you fighting? What are you fighting? Okay, so we're gonna zip down here and check out... No! Why? Fuck you! Alright. That's better. Jesus, look at my character's health bars. This is not going as well as I had hoped. I knew this was not the best idea, but also, holy shit, guys. Ugh. 10 times 70, 700 hours of Inquisitor. Yes, but it takes me a lot more than 70 hours to beat this game the way I play it. Like, I think my lowest amount of time for everything, including DLC, has been like 94 hours. So, and like my average is somewhere around 100. I usually get like on I think I had one that was on hard mode and I like barely knew what I was doing yet and I was getting lost all the time that was like 140 or 120. I think my first playthrough before, like, my first playthrough when I first played Ilari, which I do not count in my 10 Inquisitors because I replayed the same character slightly differently because I didn't like what I did the first time. So by the time I'm done, this is going to be 11 playthroughs. So the first time with Ilari, I think I end up with 140. The second time through... like my second character, I think I did 120, and then ever since it's been like sometime, yeah, 1,000 hours, something like that. So, it's a lot. Manifest. Second shipment of artifacts for Griffinwing Keep. 3 staves, property unknown. 1 vessel for bloodletting. 6 damaged tomes of varying degrees of legibility. Remains of Illyrium censer. Deliver to the keep at once. Service will seek the more functional items. Passed on to Calpurnia. Oh, see the more functional items passed on to Calpurnia. That's also slightly different. If you don't side with the Templars, nothing's getting passed on to Calpurnia. It's just Crassus service. Hey bitches! Fight me! Yeah! So, one of the things that I usually do, and I was gonna say this before I get distracted by things, one of the things that I usually do is I will, I'll go straight back to Skyhold at this point as soon as I get to, the door that I'm about to go through with the barrier, and unlock this location. But what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to keep going in the western approach because it's going to take me forever otherwise. Because I can do Still Ruins later. Finished Skyrim 6 times and got bored on 7th. Yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition is one of my favorite games. I can just, like, run around and mess around and this game has not gotten old for me because I'm playing different characters every time with slightly different personalities and different specializations and all that, it it hasn't gotten old. Because an RPG like this that's actually giving you choices is gonna be different every time you make it different. So I would like to point out that there seems to be some blood floating through this barrier, which is probably a very Tevinter thing. Blood magic! Have I read through all of the codex thoroughly? I am not positive that I've read all of the codex, but I've read through all of the codex entries enough that I go, oh, okay, the ones that I find at this time are gonna be relevant. So I have an idea of which ones are plot relevant and which ones are like random lore. Because I think part of the reason it took me 140 hours to beat it the first time is because I was reading every single codex entry when I got it. That's not what I wanted. I did not want that. Turn the fuck around, Tully. We're gonna see what happens, I think. Ouch. Oh my god, my back hurts. Okay. Sat in the same position for too long. That was dumb. Hey, pro tip, if you hurt your back, stretch a lot. Well, I'm gonna turn around and come back to this, because things. There are books if you want to read, there are games if you want to play. I mean, yeah. The thing about that is like a lot of books that I have picked up recently are just not holding my attention. Whereas with the codex entries, it's at least like I know this world, I enjoy this world, and I'm gonna be interested in reading more of the backstory. Also, there are Dragon Age books. The codex and the Dragon Age books often support each other. I'm gonna read the whole codex if I have the opportunity, you know. Like I downloaded a lot of I downloaded the PDFs of the complete codex. Hiding lore in the codex means the developers fucked up on storytelling. I completely disagree. Because one of the things that happens is that, you know, you find things that lead to other missions. Like, this one doesn't really say much. Because unless you know who Baloran and Haladius and Sarpedon are, this doesn't matter. And you don't have that when you find the Still Ruins. If I remember correctly, they are ancient Tevinter magisters, or at least Tevinter mages, like historical mages. But things like this. Morven, Alexius has failed. The work here thus becomes all the more vital. Secure the site at all costs. The Elder One will not tolerate another mistake on our part. Service. So, the guy that you're looking for is really concerned that Corypheus is gonna murder them. So this is like, it's color text. You already know who Alexius is by the time you get to the Western Approach, regardless of, you know, which path you took. So you have the, oh, Alexius has failed. So clearly we're talking about, you know, clearly Service is one of Corypheus's bitches. The Elder One will not tolerate another mistake on our part. So, you know, unsurprisingly, he's treating everybody like shit. He's a Darkspawn Magister. Why would he do literally anything else? He is the embodiment of evil in Dragon Age. You know, like, the only thing worse than Corypheus is pretty much the fucking Archdemon, you know? that is a fair distinction for both of you. That is a fair distinction. Lore, some of the lore should I think some of the lore should go in codex entries, because if you don't take the time to read it, you're not doing your due diligence as the player, really. But also, it should be mostly in cutscenes. But like color text, like I just read, like that shit, yeah, give me the lore. You know, like it's not stuff that's utterly vital, but it's you know it's things that lend a better context to the game, basically. You know, things that are going to make you go, oh, oh no, that's the enemy I just killed. Oh shit. You know. If the lore is consistent, has hints for strategy, that's good world building, but the weakness of the final boss should be easy to find or repeated often, not hidden in one missable location early in the game before you know the boss's name. That sounds very specific, Alien. What are you referencing there? Because agreed, but what? What game did you dirty? Not specific. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's... I like, that was specific enough where I'm like, what the fuck? Why would a game do that? But if it's not a specific example, I'm less confused. Because, yeah, that would be stupid. You know, if it's something that you're gonna find early in the game, like, bring it up later in a cutscene, or at least in, you know, like, overheard banter or something. Hey, remember that thing that we found? Or, oh, my agents found this thing, for example. Let's pretend it's Leliana. You find a codex entry early in the game, and, you know, if you're me, you read it, but if you're not me, maybe you didn't read it. And Leliana's like, oh, that codex entry that you found. Or if you miss it, you have the opportunity, potentially, for her to be like, by the way, my people found this thing that you should have found in this location that you were in many, many, many months ago. Why do you do this? Why? Zodiac Spear can't open any prominently placed chests for the majority of the game. What? All right, you're getting something I am unaware of, because whatever this is, I did not encounter this problem in the PS2 version. Is this like the re-release? Like, the sequence for Chrono Cross is kind of obscure if you don't have an ear for music. I know nothing about Chrono Cross, so I didn't know that there was any music involved, but that sounds like my jam. So now I'm vaguely interested and might have to look into this. Four to 5 entries just for an event, but if you show that event with a flashback or something, 10 seconds of work. No, that's actually going to be a lot of work. Like, cutscenes take a lot more work than just going, you're gonna find this thing. For example, notes from a Templar. Benedict, pull up stakes. All plans for the mine in the western approach are off. The Inquisition's on the move and headed your way. Dump all the bodies and relocate to Employes du Lion. Vernon. So, that note. This one's a relatively good example. You have Employes du Lion on your war table. You know that you're going to end up in the Employes du Lion if you pay attention to the war table. It's not a required location, but most of these are not required locations. So that note is going, oh, so there was a Red Lyrium mine that we're currently in that has been completely abandoned for this other location that we haven't gotten to yet. Let's go check out the Employes du Lion. And that was part of the mission, which, again, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't necessarily tell you that. It's just that mission just concluded. It just popped up on the screen as you finished, you're done. So you get things that are like, it's leading you to the entry, the codex entry that you found.
The song never sang for them. They were lucky.
Cole, who are you talking about? And actually, I see Cole the same way that I see a lot of the codex entries. Like, I don't need him in my party pretty much ever because he's a melee rogue, and I got warriors that are not gonna die if I put them in melee, so there's no real reason for me to do that. But he provides a lot of color text and a lot of weird context where, like, he'll say shit like that, and I'm like, alright, what the fuck did that mean? And then he'll say something about a location, and like, on my 4th playthrough that I've heard him say it, I'm like, oh shit, oh no, I know what he said now, oh no. And it's extra feelings. So it's just like, none of this is really required, but also it makes me enjoy the game more. So Witcher 1 stream if I can get a capture card. Not likely. Witcher 1, more likely. 2 and 3. Witcher 1, because Witcher 1 was PC only, I think, right? Or PC and Mac, potentially, but I think it was PC only. I am unlikely to play a point-and-click game. I know myself. This is not going to be something I'm going to have fun with. I will watch a Let's Play or a playthrough or something on YouTube if I can find one. But I probably will not play it. That's not going to be my style of game. 2 and 3 I am willing to do once I get the capture card. I have to figure... Oh, god damn it. Who's still up there? Dorian is almost still up there. God damn it. Hey, Dorian, can you reach that? You cannot. Alright, I tried. I have to get back up now. I have to check with Witcher 3 because I know that there's a little bit of vaguely sexual content in Witcher 3 because I have friends that like lose their minds over it, so I am aware that it is a thing that happens, and Twitch is very they're quite unforgiving with their terms of service, which is fair. So if there's any butts, I gotta be real careful about butts. So I might have to spoil myself on a cutscene or 3 if there's gonna be butts, so that I can, you know, throw up a censor screen or something. But it's also gonna be blind, so I don't really know for sure that that's a thing. I don't know. I'll check with my friends. I'll check with all of that shit. No, I am aware that Witcher 2 was not for PS. I don't have a PS3. I have a PS4. Witcher 3 was Xbox 360, which I have. I am aware of that. Zodiac Spear, an original Final Fantasy XII, is game's ultimate weapon. Will not exist in the game if you open specific chests and baskets and loot early in the game when you're strapped for cash and instinctively looting everything. Off-limits chests look identical to normal ones, and one is randomly determined in a group of safe chests, so it's even more tempting. That's kinda bullshit. That might be why I never found the Zodiac Spear. I don't think. Like, that doesn't sound familiar, but it's also entirely possible that I just didn't know about it because I looted all the chests. A warning case of fuckery. I appreciate that. Because it sounds like the way you play Witcher 3 is kind of close to the way I play Inquisition, where you're like, I have this almost memorized by now. So I appreciate that. Wow, I totally just did an about face. I'm gonna go back in there and continue through the cave. Oops. I'm gonna see if I can't talk to a couple of my friends also and make sure, you know, like I said, I have to make sure for definite that I have a capture card by the time I play Witcher 3, so that I can throw something up on my screen that's like, I'm censoring a butt or something. No butts. TOS. TOS. Maybe I'll make it like a sticker or something. And like, this is part of the reason the capture card is not my main priority currently, because I have some other plans that are also going to help for this and for work things. So I'm gonna get myself a pen display. I'm gonna draw myself some emotes and also hopefully be able to take notes on my weapons forms, because they're really we're taking a form of kung fu for weapons. And excuse me, kung fu is different enough from kenpo, which is the style that I am familiar with, that I just none of the movements are the same, so I'm having trouble describing them because the instructor isn't being explicit with what everything is called, because none of his students have a kung fu background. So he's giving us kind of less detail than is helpful. And I'm just like, dude, please, I need the details so that I can take notes on this. Yeah. But anyway, it's hardly the end of the world, but it is making taking notes really difficult. So did Twitch warn me for Dorian's bot? No, but I suspect that is because they missed it more than because it wasn't a problem. So that got lucky. I would like to follow the rules, because that's not... There's a thing. There's if I'm using their service, I have to follow their rules. I made a mistake. I'm gonna do better. That's where I'm at. Nobody has yelled at me yet, and I don't want them to. So we're gonna fix it moving forward, and I'm gonna like I said, once I have my pen tablet or pen display rather, and a capture card, I can make it funny when I censor things. So I'm good with that. Yeah, right. Butts, you get a weak ban. Titties, permanent. Yeah, I have a... As a matter of fact, Alien will know who I'm talking about. There's an artist I'm friends with online who also streams on Twitch, their art stuff, and one of their nicknames is the Boobsmith, because she's really, really excellent at drawing, ladies in general. And also, naked people are easier to draw because you don't have to worry about where the folds in the clothes go. So she's the Boobsmith. And there's, like, regular jokes about, oh, no, TOS, can't show that. Make sure you got the censored version up on the screen. She's great. No, not even always NSFW. It's just, like, some of it is because, again, like, naked people are easier to draw because you don't have to worry about where clothing folds go. But can you get the channel name? It's, as a matter of fact, it's Sixalona. Give me a second to close this rift. There we go. Science project. She's not streaming the not safe for work stuff. That stuff does not go on the stream. But there's, there's other stuff that she streams. She's wonderful. I love her. She's great. But she is an excellent person and an excellent artist, and I didn't know until recently that she also streams art. So, yeah, no, Twitch is super not the place for that stuff, and for the same reason, Twitch is not the place for butts.
From all over, miles and miles.
So again, I will follow their rules because I am using their service, and I have, reasons to not piss them off, basically. Okay, so we're gonna go back into... We're gonna get attacked by hyenas first. Witcher 1 starts with butts. See, all the more reason I am not likely to stream that one. First ever cutscene, be aware. I mean, like I said, Witcher 1 I am not going to be streaming. I am probably going to just find a Let's Play and watch it. chances are slim that that is something that I am going to want to play, because point-and-click games are not my thing. And also, that's assuming that it would work on my MacBook at all. So, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'll totally let you know if that changes, but more likely I'm just going to watch that. I am much less likely to play it. Witcher 2 game. Oh, okay. Well, again, that's a thing that I'm gonna have to be aware of. I will spoil myself for a cutscene and see how it goes, I guess. I'm gonna talk to a friend of mine who has played these things and see what she says. I think she's played 2. I know she's played 3 because she was the first one that suggested Witcher 3 to me. But she has this tendency to be like, yeah, you can start with this game in the middle of the series, which is not a thing that I like to do. And then, you know, I find out the hard way that you should not start with this game in the middle of the series that she suggested that I should start with. Do not do that. Like, when I ask if you can start with a game in the middle of the series, I'm mostly asking, is this, like, a different setting like it would be in Final Fantasy, or is it gonna be, like, I could have learned some things from the last game. If I can learn some things from the last game, I'm gonna play the other one first. But there was a minor misunderstanding. So I started Assassin's Creed with 2, and I don't recommend doing that. Like, if you want the lore, do not start with 2. A scrawled note. Louis, S says get the Templars whatever they want, no questions asked, so stop asking. They want refugees and travelers, we get them. Marius. Okay. So that's it for in here. If I want the lore, read the first Witcher book and you're covered. That is fair. And like, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the order that this Witcher media happened in was books first, then games, then now the Netflix thing is based on the game. That what I know. But it was like books, then games, then series. Show series, not like game series. I know that technically they're all series. That was a bad word to use for that. Netflix series is based on the books. Is it really? I thought it was based... Okay. I mean, it doesn't really make that big of a difference if the games were also based on the books. But did the books come first is my main question. That was the impression that I got. Chantry used these symbols long ago to mark trails in hidden locations. They are often mistaken by passersby as simple carvings in the rock and trees.
A Chantry symbol out here. Odd.
The Chantry in the western approach? It's more likely than you might think. A Chantry in my desert? Yeah. And then we come back here, and we find a thing that doesn't really matter. Someone was reading about Andraste. Don't ever watch series for lore. They fucked up all the mandatory stories. Great! But I mean, again, I suspect that most of... So the one thing that I have heard about the Witcher series, the show, is that the timeline is really confusing because like if you're not already familiar with the series, it gets weird. So like the flashbacks aren't clearly flashbacks and shit like that. That's the one thing that I've heard about it, basically. And I have, you know, I do have the one friend that has played it, and I also have, you know... Oh, there was... Oh, hello, dragon. Okay. I'm like, I know that Cola's probably talking about a dragon. There's the dragon. But I have the one friend that was like, you should play The Witcher. It's great. And then didn't tell me why I should play The Witcher. So I have the one friend that is familiar with it, and then one of my other friends is watching the series and has not played the games and has not read the books, and she was just super fucking confused. Like, she messaged our other friend, like, there were people that were supposed to be dead that were not dead. What happened again? I don't understand. So, that's one thing that I have heard about The Witcher. First episode non-existent in the books, 2 changed, 3 changed, 8 overhauled. Okay. They did a Dunkirk movie thing where different character stories are happening at different rates of time until they converge. That sounds like a pain in the ass. So, yeah, like, I am well aware that I would probably enjoy the series, but I'm not fucking watching it. Like, certainly not before I take in the other media that will be less confusing. Because, you know, ask any of my coworkers, I'm easily confused. It's a thing. I don't want to deal with it. Dunkirk was about the harbor thingy Brits defending from the... Alright, I have no fucking idea what that is. But okay. But again, if it's like, if everything is happening at a different pace until everything comes together, that's gonna confuse the daylights out of me. Like, make it obvious, guys. Okay, so, are you ready to hear everybody choke? Cause this. I have to come up here and unlock the operation so that we can clear this.
We can't get through.
Yes.
Someone at Skyhold will have a solution.
Oh, right. I have to grab that too. How many Dunkirks are there? As far as I know, only one, but I don't know. Like, I'm not familiar with the thing that you're talking about, so... I am aware that it is a location, that's what I got. Hardest part of Dunkirk movie was telling all the many characters apart. All the more reason I don't want to get confused. I'm gonna read the books and or watch the game. I mean, play the game. Words are hard. Why, hello there, Phoenix. Come over here. Come over here. Fight me. There's a Quillback right there, too. Ah! Alright. That's a hyena. I don't care about hyenas. I care about Venatori, though! Ah! Die! No, that's not what I wanted. Alright, fine. Do it this way. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna be on fire. I'm gonna be on fire. Ouch. Fire hurts! Yeah. Okay. Ouch! Oh, this is... Alright, I think I'm out of potions, so this is a really good time. I am not quite out of potions. I am out of potions that will be automatically used. Watched that one, but forgot. Whatever. I mean, like I said, I am not familiar with the thing that you guys are talking about, so it's, you know, it's possible there's more than one. I don't know. I just don't know it. Okay, so, okay, so I can go down here and do all this shit. And then I can go up here and do all this shit, but I have to go back to Skyhold first. Oh, shit, wait a minute. Can someone stream Wolfenstein on Twitch? As far as I know, that one's not blocked, but I haven't actually looked. I know the same friend that was like, you need to play Witcher 3 really loves Wolfenstein. Like, Twitch isn't super, like, you cannot do this unless it's like a very, very sexual game or overly gory. And, you know, Wolfenstein is killing Nazis, so I don't think that that's necessarily gonna be blocked. But also, they don't block, like, horror games, to my knowledge. So maybe I'm making up the excessive gore part. Because most horror games are pretty gory. Like, I could probably stream Resident Evil without anybody making any issues. I'm sorry, I'm also map. What the hell I'm doing on just the map. Okay. Oh, my spine. Okay. I'm also trying to figure out which way I'm going, because if I go north from here, there is at least one more. There's the keep up here somewhere. There's Griffinwing Keep, and there's also there's another couple of like war table missions that I can unlock. Down here is all the plot stuff and also random assorted other nonsense. So it's like side quests, things that I need to throw back at Skyhold. So right now, this is the Craggy Ridge camp. This is the Nazar's Pass camp. And then this one's after Korakavis. I can't get through Korakavis right now, and I'm not going to do that today. That's probably going to be next time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go north, I'm going to establish the keep, and then I'm going to come south and do all of this shit. So I'm going to deselect the Chantry Trail bullshit, because that's going to be later. Okay. I'm going to save, because I haven't done that yet in the Western Approach. Okay. So one of the things that I know is over here. The Astrarium thing is down at the bottom of those stairs way down there, but I don't have any of the Astrariums yet, so I'm going to worry about this first. There's a bottle up at the top here. One of the booze bottles you can find. Bottles of Thetis. Oh, goodness. Dunkirk is a World War II historical event the British like to get emotional about. I mean, I feel like that's literally anything that the British are involved in any kind of war. They like to get emotional about war things. British and French allies got pushed back to a tiny beach under constant siege, needed to evac across the channel. British High Command didn't want to lose all their navy to do it. Asked the British civilians to help. Loads of merchant and private watercraft crossed the channel to help evacuate the army, saving many lives and setting the stage for a miraculous comeback later. Then made a movie. Wow. Okay. That's... Shit, I got the West Hill Brandy off my screen before I read it. I feel like that's... kind of... Yeah. Like, I have a problem with involving civilians in the war. Like, there is something that is just not okay about that, but at the same time, they were just evacuating, I guess? So it's certainly not a bad thing in that particular context. I don't know. I don't. War is bullshit. Anyway, moving on. Okay. So that is that tower off in the distance there. That building is going to be like the end of probably next stream on Wednesday, most likely. Oh my god, the semester starts tomorrow. Okay, sorry. My brain was just like, hey, it's Monday, which means that Tuesday I have a class. Oh shit, I have a class tomorrow. Oh no. Oh, this is okay. All right, that wasn't too bad. Hence the emotion. Yeah. No, but again, I feel like the Brits just get emotional about anything related to war, but like not necessarily in a sensible way. They just like glorify it, which bugs the shit out of me. Kind of like, you know, literally all of America that has, like, any inkling of supporting the military. It's like, you're gonna get all emotional now. Okay, sure, whatever, buddy. You're gonna get emotional about just one side instead of, you know, the general loss of human life. Alright, sure, I guess. Up to you. But I'm not gonna talk to you about it. Like, sure. This is the other reason my channel is marked as mature. I have many unpopular opinions, and I am very anti-war, and I am very willing to say that. And I'm not going to be like, no, you can't be political at all on my channel. Do not... No. That's not the way real life works. I respect people that do that, because it means that you know, people can just wander into their channel and, you know, not worry about having to deal with all of the shit that they're probably dealing with in real life, but also, this is not one of those channels. Okay. Jesus. Can I even get to the keep before I get to the springs thing? Is that a thing that I can even do? Fuck you! Oh, right, Blessed Blades, let's do that. Let's... Yeah. Rift disrupted. I love that when you do that, the wraiths are just gone. Alright. Next. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. Fuck you. Alright, cool. We've got wraiths left, and that's about it. Cool. Sweet. It took me like 5 playthroughs to figure out that disrupting the rift would just make all of the wraiths go away. It doesn't get you the extra experience from killing the wraiths, but also I am always over-leveled. That doesn't fucking matter. Is there anything over? No, I don't think so, because I think the only thing that's over here anywhere is that landmark, which I already got. So I think we're pretty much good for the time being. So yeah, we're gonna go north. We're gonna see if we can get the keep and whatever that other thing was. It's like over here somewhere. There's a couple of like, you have to fix this at the war table. Go back. I don't remember exactly what they are. Like, one of them is building a bridge of some kind across the sulfur pits, I think. And I don't know what the fuck the other one is. Maybe something about Darkspawn, now that I'm saying that. Hey, you! Fuck you! Fight me! Let's play. Haha! Yeah! Oh. Way over there. Dead? Dead. Cool. Not worrying about that right now. Let's go. Let's go, guys. I've only found 2 landmarks in the western approach. That is, impressively low, actually. Okay, so now we're back up on Deathdrink Springs. Why can I get this close from this angle? That's not smart. This doesn't actually make sense, but okay. We'll go with it. Hey, you! Oh, I missed. My taunt totally missed. That's fine. Alright. Okay, so we've now discovered Echoback Canyon. We've discovered 13 regions and 2 landmarks. 3 landmarks. Old God of Slavery. That's pleasant.
That's the grandmother of all locks. We're not getting in here.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense because you have to come back here somehow. I think you have to go back from the gates of Toth, which are the ones that you come up to over here to open this gate, but I might be making that up. I don't remember. It's fine. Hey, another Phoenix. Look at that. I'm actually gonna, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna compare locations with my other map over here that I pull up on my iPad sometimes. Once I get a capture card, I will be able to pull this up on screen, and it'll be great. There's a... Why are you not dead? Did I not just kill you? There's another quest over here somewhere. Which is actually, it should be like right here, according to this other map that I have. Not exactly, but close. That, I need to get Skyhold to work on. Yeah, coughing and choking. Unless this is the same... Yes, I know! For God's sake. I love the way Dorian sounds. He's so melodramatic about it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely melodramatic when I'm, like, walking through a fucking, like... I'm trying to walk into a store and there's somebody smoking. I get super melodramatic and obnoxious when I do shit like that, so sure. Yeah, so there was nothing there. I wonder if that isn't just another, another way to get at Death Drink Springs. Like, if you come at it from this angle, you get that one. If you come at it from the other angle where I was earlier, you get the one that I already established, basically. I don't know. Nope, that's irritating. They're close enough to set my heads-up display as a battle map, but not close enough that I can actually be like, hey, fuck you, attack me. Oh, come on. Dorian, you're killing me, oh my god. Where is... Right, these guys breathe fire on higher difficulties. I forgot about that. I always just killed them so quickly that I forgot. Do I have to establish... I have to establish the keep first. Never mind. I know why. I have to go take back the keep from the Venatori. I know what's going on, I promise. I just, like, I look at the map and I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that's for. Wait. Wait, why is it not here yet? Because you have to get the fucking thing. You have to do step 1 before you can do step 5. Also, thing about Griffin Wing Keep. First of all, we've got like fucking archers and mages on the walls now. But thing 2 about Griffin Wing Keep, you have to go in and find the sewer basically anyway. That is actually the better way to get in because you just pop up in the middle of the fucking keep. But storming the doors is also fun, because I've done that a couple times. But if you storm the doors, it's... You're in for more of a battle if you go in that way. the smart thing to do is to come around the back and go in under the keep, except I have to remember where that is. Hang on. Where do I need to go? I think I need to go down from here, is what I need to do. Maybe not, because that's a cave, which is probably where I need to be to get in under the keep. Also, fighting bitches. White Claw Raiders. That'll make more sense once I get to Frederick of Serron, because, oh my god, Olay. Okay. Abyssal Ledge. That's not ominous at all. Yeah, they just kind of, like, that's it. That's the Western approach. So many of the names also, I would like you to appreciate the sheer volume of skulls that they have. This is so Tevinter, it hurts me. It's like a big gaudy metal altar with a bunch of skulls and candles on it. There we go. There's my entry. You have to hit... Okay, so barriers, right? Elemental barriers can be destroyed with enough of the opposite type of elemental damage. Spirit barriers can only... Oh, that's why. Spirit barriers can be damaged by lightning. It is the color that you need to hit it with. Never mind. Aesthetic Tevinter mood board. Accurate. Like, that would be so fucking easy. Oh, I forgot I had Dorian with that staff. That's a very unique looking staff. Sorry, I thought that was a, I thought the barrier color was the element that the barrier was, not the element that you were supposed to hit it with. So technically, I probably destroyed a fire barrier with fire earlier. So that should tell you that the opposite element thing is bullshit. You can destroy a barrier with whatever fucking magic you have, it doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, if you hit it enough, sometimes you can destroy a barrier with not magic. And just, like, beat it. It's great. I have taken down a barrier with an axe before. Alright, up we go from the ancient cistern. That was the word I couldn't find when I called it a sewer. But, I mean, same difference. The magic of punching! Accurate. Okay, but I'm playing a monk in our D&D game right now, so it's like, that's even more so. Like, the way monks are set up in D&D is so much fun. Like, I hit the thing. Oh, I didn't hit you enough? Let me, like, magically focus my energy and hit you better. Like, it's ridiculous. I love it. It's so much fun.
We serve, Inquisitor.
Have to say, I cast Fist unironically. You know what? I'm gonna now. I haven't, but... That's, like, it's gonna happen now. I cast Fist. And, you know, we have a couple of casters at the table, so one of whom is my sibling, so I suspect they're going to be kind of entertained. They're going to be like, dude, why? Fuck you, fight me. Yeah. So Cole is down, except also I didn't bring Solus, so I don't have much for healers. Hey, you! Fight me! No, not that button. That button. Fight me, but better! Oh no. Ouch. Fire. No. Eat it! Eat my shield. Okay. Cole's back up. Hooray. Thanks, Vivienne. Because I know it wasn't Dorian. I have precedent with Buddha's palm in so many kung fu movies. That is true. That is true. God, I usually avoid, like, we call them, like, at my dojo, we call them wire fu, because it's, so many of those are so bad. So a lot of them I just slightly avoid. But I cast fist. I like that. I'm entertained. Yeah! Okay, I'm shocked that she made that jump. And there's nothing over here anyway. That was a waste of time. Okay. There's more stuff, but I'll get to that in a minute. They can be fun. Like, there was a movie that was released when I was in high school that I went to with my boyfriend at the time called Forbidden Kingdom. It is utterly... That's not the button. That's the button. It is utterly terrible. It is not a good movie.
I am ready to serve.
But it's so fun. And it's, like, ridiculous magic bullshit. Full disclosure, stole the joke from RPG.net forums. That is fine. I respect your joke thievery in this case. It was funny. Like, most jokes are stolen from somewhere. You know? That's the way I think about it. Oh, we should do some healing. Okay, cool. I'm like, did the regeneration potion not work? But it definitely did. Okay. No. No. Get me back to the guy. Where's the guy? Where is the guy? Shit. That guy. No, not that guy. Where's the guy? There he is. Alright, let's go. Hi again. We have arrived at Griffinwing Keep. I am beating on the guy that took over Griffinwing Keep. Relatively successfully, actually. Mostly because, fuck you, I have guard for days. ISP is getting cyber attacked. That's not good. How does one cyber attack an ISP? Oh my god, Dorian's calling this a hovel. You sarcastic bastard. I love him. But also, what the fuck? You're so Tevinter, Dorian. It hurts me. They're DNS servers. Okay, that makes sense. That sucks. Careful with that shit. Alright. Austrarium. Let's go. I feel like I did this out of order. Hang on. Nope. No! Not that button. The other button. This is what I mean. I mix up the pink and the red all the time. Because it's circle and square. Okay, so I want to start over here. There we go. Now I can do this. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And that. Hooray! Just today before it was maintenance. What caused the weirdos? What do you mean, what caused the weirdos? What caused what weirdos? Loot! Give me the stuff. Oh, what is a conjunction? So, like, instead of saying that. Okay. That is more a British English thing, so it is not officially... Like, that's one of those... This is not technically incorrect, but I see it infrequently enough that I don't register it all the time. So that's fair. Okay, so we have established a keep, and now we talk to the guy from Starkhaven over here.
Inquisitor, you're early. We've barely been set up a week. I have a patrol out at the moment. Some of the men cited Darkspawn in the area.
Cool.
The Venatori have retreated, but scouts haven't pinpointed where
Bare bones English, bare bones English.
We're reasonably well entrenched here. The water supply has been problematic. It's causing delays. I'll prepare the troops for inspection.
Like I said, that's actually a dialect difference. Just, you know, using the same word in a different manner. It is correct. It is just not something I hear a lot. So.
What's wrong with the water supply?
The fort's well is full of garbage. Blasted Venatori threw corpses in there.
Blech.
There's an oasis nearby, but a Vargast claimed it. Doing a decent job of keeping us away, too.
So, we gotta take out the Vargasts. By running back to Skyhold and telling someone to take out the Vargasts. No, MH, that is not true. That is because British English and American English just have been separated for a couple hundred years at this point, so, you know, if you have two countries speaking the same language apart for 200 years, it's just they change separately, effectively.
What's the situation in the western approach?
So, it's got nothing to do with a modern president changing how the language works, I promise. That one is not quite true.
We haven't met, have we? What's your name, soldier? Where have you served?
I beg your pardon, Inquisitor. Knight Captain Rylan at your service. I served with the Templars in Starkhaven until they all ran off to the hills barking at
And that's the thing about dialects is that, like, that doesn't work as well with English because there are so many.
What's your duties here,
like,
Captain?
it's not like there's American English and there's British English. It's like there's British English in a certain part of Great Britain. There's, you know, there's the British English that made it to, you know, various different parts of the UK. There's American English in New England where I live, English in, like, Minnesota that's going to sound different because of an accent and because of the usage of certain words. All of that stuff is going to change basically just no matter where you are. It's all of it is regional. Like, if you look up Cockney, it's usually referred to as an accent, but it is not just an accent. The Cockney, it is its own dialect. Like, they have their own slang, which is pretty. That's kind of telling that it's a dialect, not just an accent. But, like, Sarah has a slight Cockney accent in Inquisition, but they didn't throw in anything resembling Cockney slang. Likely partly because it's just another level of potential misunderstanding in a game that doesn't need it. But, like, they did give her that accent without touching the dialect. So it's very interesting to listen to sometimes, because the one thing that always pops into my head is from 101 Dalmatians. So Alien may or may not know what I'm talking about, because it was a Disney movie that came out. Oh God, I don't even think I was born yet when that came out. I think that's one of the older ones. That might be a 60s movie, so I was definitely not born yet. Anyway, whenever the fuck it came out, I don't remember. They had certain characters in it that had the Cockney dialect, and one of the things that I always remember as an example is, you know, one of them is supposed to be saying around the corner, and instead he says around the jolly hona, because it's a rhyming slang that they use sometimes. And it's just they didn't put a lot of it in because, again, they probably just didn't want to confuse a bunch of American kids that were watching it. But it's enough that, yeah. So it's just they pick words that rhyme. It's almost like stupidly enough, it's almost like listening to like certain American rappers trying to rhyme random words. But instead of, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it very well because I'm not familiar enough with it to give more examples, but if it rhymes, it's like that's kind of what they were going for with that slang. I don't know. I can't really describe it very well. I'm not familiar enough with it. But that's a dialect thing because someone from, you know, someone that does not have the familiarity with the Cockney dialect is going to be like, what the fuck are you even saying? So, anyway. Spies report that the Inquisition is headed toward the western approach. Prepare the Venatori to defend our operations until they are complete. Service. Okay, that
They're
was
afraid.
a useless...
Good.
That was a slightly useless note, except that it made Cole react surprisingly emotionally. Alright. How fucked is my inventory? Not too bad. Yeah, aliens. So the robbers that worked for Cruella, Jasper and Horace, they had the Cockney dialect. So a lot of the things where you're like, what are you saying? That's because they were literally speaking a different dialect of English. So all of that shit where you're like, I don't know what you're saying. What is going on? There's a reason. I don't care about any of this shit. I'm just gonna sell all of that stuff that oh, Kitty's collar. So this is another reason I'm like, lore belongs in the codex sometimes. So there's this scene in Origins, or it might be Awakening. I don't remember if it was the main game of Dragon Age Origins or if it was in the DLC. But I think it was in Origins because I think it was when I was still playing with Einion rather than when I recreated. I have to remember what my warden's name was because I recreated a warden commander for Awakening. So Kitty's collar. I'm gonna say this before I address your comment, MH, because exactly correct. There is a part of Awakenings, or Origins rather, where you come across this little girl who is talking about her best friend Kitty. Now, Kitty, as you interact with them, Kitty is a talking orange tabby cat possessed by a demon. So you're talking to the demon that just happens to look like an adorable orange tabby cat. So this like, it took me a minute to make that connection the first time I saw it, and then I was like, how the fuck dare you? So Kitty's collar, this is a, I think it's for a rogue only, maybe? No, there's no class restriction, I lied. Okay, so, you get minus 100% damage resistance. All. So you effectively get double damage if you wear this item. However, Guardian Spirit blocks one melee attack every 30 seconds. So if you're fighting something like one of the big brutes, where they're just swinging the giant two-handed weapons, that's gonna block somewhere between a third and half of their swings, because depending on how often they go, no, fuck you, I'm gonna go guard, and then I'm gonna beat the hell out of everything in range. Like, that is slightly faster, but most of their attacks take like 5 fucking seconds, so that's gonna block a not insignificant amount of attacks depending on what you're fighting. On dying, you have a 75% chance to heal for half health. So, if you have a character that dies a lot anyway, you now have, like, no matter why they die, 3/4 of the time, every 4 times they die, 3 times they're going to be automatically rezzed without your mage having to cast Revival, which is so useful. and you resist a lethal strike once every 60 seconds. So if you get one of those brutes that I was talking about with the big two-handed weapons, even if the Guardian Spirit doesn't block the melee attack, you can just ignore a lethal strike every minute. So if that thing should take you down in 2 hits, if you don't get hit besides the blocked one and the potentially lethal strike, you have now completely invalidated both of those strikes. Like, you're fine. So that is really useful for rogues, especially, because rogues, well, melee rogues, I'll say, because I've used that with at least one of my melee rogues before, and it's just like, oh, you're down again, and you're back up. Cool, let's go. So that's really useful. So here's the description when and this is the part that made me go, oh shit, they did that. A narrow leather band, embossed with a design popular in Honleith, which is where you encountered this demon, some years ago. A tuft of orange fur is caught in the buckle. Spirits whisper across the veil, but their voices are unclear. Briefly, they conjure the memory of a little girl. The little girl was the mage that was tied to the demon that was possessing the cat. The little girl loved the cat, so the demon possessed the cat to control the little girl. It was so depressing. Nothing beats your guard rogue. In a literal sense, I am sure that is true. So I'm a little torn here. I thought this was rogue only because I only ever use it with rogues. It is super not worth using with warriors. Because part of the bonus of playing a warrior is being able to just soak all the damage all the time and be like, haha, I ignore all of that. Fuck you, I have guard for days. But so, like, it's really useful with rogues that die all the time. But also, I bet it would be relatively useful for a mage. Because mages often have extra magic resistance and extra elemental resistances just because they're mages. So I'm going to try really hard to remember that I have to look at that again once I get to Skyhold. Because, yeah. I'm not going to do that right in the middle of fucking the Western approach, but at the same time, I gotta check that out. Okay, so we're gonna sell all the shit that I just got into my inventory. Yes, so, quote, are you sure that we're speaking the same language, sir? MH. That's the whole thing about dialects. It sounds like you're speaking a totally different language. So if you've ever heard of, like, someone with a brain injury, for example, just, like, saying words that would make sense by themselves, like it's actual words, but they don't make any sense when they come out of their mouths in that order. They call it word salad. That's what speaking to someone who speaks a different dialect might feel like. Like, you're saying words, but I don't understand what any of them mean in that order. Like, it doesn't make sense. So stuff like that is going to be... It is just like speaking a totally different language. That's part of the reason it's important to understand different dialects like that. Because, you know, I can talk to someone and be like, yeah, I went to, you know... Oh, I can't think of an example, but, like, just having that awareness is going to be really helpful, even if you're like, I have no idea what you just said. But I know why I don't understand what you just said.
The darkspawn got through. I'll have to see
Good
what our people at
afternoon,
Skyhold can do.
Nick 467. What is up? I don't know what time it is where you are. It might not be afternoon where you are, but it's afternoon where I am. I am running around in the Western Approach. My Inquisitor is a Dwarven Templar with all of the things from the Golden Nug from like 10 previous playthroughs. Or 9. I'm gonna drink some coffee because suddenly I have no voice. 1 second. Oof. Yes, Dorian, I know, you're being dramatic. You can't breathe. I get it. But there's another thing over here that I have to find. Let's take care of some Darkspawn. Darkspawn on the western approach. It's more likely than you might think. Oh, that was interesting. I don't know what Cole just did, but it looked different. He just zipped out of nowhere and looked like a wraith for a second. I wonder if that's unique to Cole, because he's a spirit. Remarkable. Aren't there gas masks? Not in Inquisition. Like, the best you could probably do in a game setting like Inquisition would be some kind of magical barrier, potentially, or like a kerchief over your face. Which, you know, is helpful, but also, if it's something like a sulfur smell, and they do tell you later that the Death Drink Springs, which is where you've got all of the characters coughing and hacking and dying, that is specifically due to a sulfur pit. So if you've got sulfur pits, the smell of rotten eggs is going to be worse than any kerchief over your face can help you with. It is gross. It is nasty. Like, I'm just thinking, I helped a friend rip some carpet out of her stairwell recently, and I'm like, one of her cats peed on one of the stairs at one point when he was not feeling well, so I put a kerchief over my face because she warned me about it. I was like, alright, thanks for the warning. I got this. I used to work at a pet store. I can handle it. And she was like, okay, but... Alright, I can't actually get this other... Hang on. That's where it should be, so I can't unlock that part of my quest yet, I guess. Weird. We're gonna fast travel down here, then. But the kerchief over my face was slightly helpful, but it didn't really do that much. It was not as helpful as it could have been. Like... Alright, so we're gonna zip down here. We're gonna talk to some Grey Wardens. And then take care of the side quests and shit down here. And then I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to... Once I get the side quests out of the way, I'm going to zip back to Skyhold and talk to Leliana about Calpurnia. Because I never had that final conversation. So we're going to have that conversation later. Dorian's staff looks like it has shrapnel pieces in it. Yeah, it kind of does, huh? I think it's supposed to be like nails or something to hold it together, but... Oh no, I see. Down at the bottom there too. Like at the bottom of the bottom of the top piece. That's helpful. I see what you mean though. I don't know. 'Cause they can. They were like, this looks cool, let's make it cooler. I don't know. Bitch! White Claw Raiders! Fight me! Oh look, a warrior. Allow me to focus on you. Haha! Yeah. Alright. Next. Oh. Loot. And more loot. Scrawled raider note. Caravan of refugees drove off road so we could collect out of view of Imperial soldiers. Half died, but you can pick up the wounded. Ah. Alright. So we're gonna, like, skirt around where the Wardens are and do side quests first. Because that's how I roll. I want to make sure all of my quests and my camps and shit are set up. There's a, there's an ocularum over there I can grab. There's a rift down here I can... So we're gonna do this. Whee! Here's the fun. Fight me! I love doing that. That's so much fun. I'm never gonna stop doing that. It's so stupid, but it's fun. Just zip from across the map. Like, fuck you! Alright, that didn't take too much effort. I'm good with that. Cool. We're gonna disrupt the rift real quick. There are no wraiths. This is useless. That's fine. Oh, cool, though. That took care of some... That took care of a lot with the terrors. This is going so fast. Score. Alright. And I have Vivienne in my party, and I'm fighting a rage demon. And she's got a fire staff and a bunch of fire spells, so this is not the most helpful. That's alright. Rage demons don't do that much damage. I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah! Alright. Cool. That's all the rifts in this area that are not, like, not the entire western approach, but all the rifts where we're at. There we go. There's the ladder. So there's this landmark and a ladder over here. And this is kind of just a one-way down and then scoot back up kind of a thing. So I'm going to do this relatively quickly here. It's down another level. I'm like, there's a glowy thing, but it's right here is where it actually is. No, get back up there. Nah, not that far. Okay, Dorian, cool. Dorian's where he belongs. Shortcut! Scratched into the wood is the following message. Can I get you a ladder to get off my back? All the more reason. I love the random funny shit you find. No, Tali, get back down. It's okay. Like, that shit is entertaining. I love it. I do not need spindleweed this early in the game. I might later, though. Almost illegible note. Jeanette, be careful bringing back the equipment from the university. Marcus saw some dangerous-looking folk skulking about in the caves near the road. Bandits or brigands or anti-intellectuals of some ilk. I do not know what they might want with us or our research materials, but it is better to be safe than sorry. Frederick. I'm sorry, my dude. I haven't even met you yet, but I found your party dead. I'm sorry. Is this the thing in the dark? This might be the creepy thing. This is the creepy thing. Alright, so this is another thing that yeah, anti-intellectuals. I love that he put that in there. He's so innocent. He's so pure. Any video editing programs that I have used. I haven't used any video editing stuff in long enough that I don't know if the ones that I used still exist, even if I could remember their names, because they were all Windows things that I used, like, in high school. So, and I no longer have Windows, so I can't even check. Like, I think I used, like, Windows Movie Maker or something. Because it was free. Oh no, this is the Lost Idol. This isn't the thing in the dark. Okay, this isn't the creepier one. This is the one that gives you feelings if you walk around and do stuff. The relief carvings on this slab depict worshippers of Razikale, old god of mysteries, engaged in a religious ceremony. Sony Vegas, but Abode Premiere. Oh, Adobe. That's what you're looking for, not Abode. Adobe. So switch the D and the B, because Abode is like home. Adobe is a type of construction, a type of construction material, I guess. But also, Adobe is probably not worth your money because a lot of the time they have, like, you don't just buy it once and you can use it forever. You buy like memberships. So it ends up being super fucking expensive. I don't like Adobe. I have no respect for their company anymore. Yes, that is correct. That is how it is spelled. Faded Journal. We know they were here. They put up those awful statues of Andraste looking snobbish everywhere they go. Not much of a secret location. We know they found a way to reverse tranquility, but no, so far, nothing we've uncovered has told us how they do it. I hate that statue. She just keeps sneering at me. So, someone was looking for a way to reverse the Rite of Tranquility, which, spoilers, that comes up later. Just buy when you need it. I mean, yeah, but that means that you then, if you need to re-edit something, you can't open anything but a finished movie file unless you re-buy the membership, and recurring charges make me mad. I don't have subscriptions to anything. I don't do subscriptions generally. And there are there's other programs that will do the same thing as all of the Adobe programs, and some of them are slightly better, and you don't have to worry about a recurring membership fee. So, I don't do Adobe. You know, like, you get what you pay for sometimes, but also Adobe is a big enough company that they just went, oh, we have a name that people recognize, so we can charge you whatever we want. I have a problem with that. It's not good business practices. That's just kind of shitty. Oh, I haven't killed any Varghests yet. They're scaly. I love them. I think those are supposed to be feathers, potentially. I'm not sure. Yeah! Cool. Hooray, I did a thing, and I killed the Varghests. Alright. Hard to learn video editing. Yeah! Yeah, Alien, I'm the same way. I don't want to have to pay for it 100,000 times. Like, fuck you, I will pay you once or I will not use your service. That's kind of the way I look at it. So I don't know what that question mark is. It is probably another landmark that I missed somewhere along the line. Can use CS6 well, but not any video editing programs. Hang on, you have Creative Suite 6, but it didn't come with video editing? That's kind of shitty. Like, the whole point of Creative Suite 6 is that it's a suite. Or rather, any of the creative suites that Adobe put out. It's a suite. You're not supposed to have to buy, you know, more of their shit to do more creative stuff. What's in CS6 if it doesn't also include video editing stuff? Is that just for like digital drawing and stuff? Because I had the CS5 version of Photoshop, but I didn't actually have the whole suite. Oh yeah, and you know, if you've got experience with Adobe stuff, you can, you know, make your own decision on what's decent, but I don't think Adobe is worth what they're going to charge you. Just because there are alternatives out there, but I'm not familiar enough with the video editing stuff to be able to be like, oh yeah, for example, use this one instead. I don't do video editing anymore, so I don't really know. 2013, 2014 version. Okay. So like, yeah, so I mean that was 6 years ago ish. But did Premiere just not happen yet, or do you not still have CS6? Because if you don't still have it, that just totally that relieves my confusion. let's see, when did I have... Oh, okay. So you don't still have access. Never mind. I'm trying to remember when I had CS5. I think that was... Oh, that was probably high school, because that was my last Windows laptop that I really loved. I say high school. High school and college, because I got that at the end of my senior year in high school, so that would have been like mid to late 2010, I think. I also had it on my old computer, like on the desktop, but by the time I put it on my laptop, that was when I was really using it a lot, so I think I had that through like 2014-ish. And then the computer fucking blue screened. So I lost that program. And again, it's not that computer owed me nothing. I overworked the processor consistently, so it did a fantastic job for what I was doing to it. But I overworked that poor computer so much. I like to summarize with, it had an i3 processor and I was taxing it like it was at least an i5. Like I was trying to run Adobe Photoshop in CS5 and my music, which was either Spotify or Windows Media, depending on what I was listening to at the time, and other stuff on the internet. So it's like I was doing all of these things at the same time, and it wasn't smart. Sometimes I would have like a Word document up at the same time, but that's not generally super taxing. But either way, I was doing too much at once, and my computer lasted 5 years with me overdoing it. So I'm pretty happy with the lifespan of that one. I was not happy with anything about the following computer. It was not good. Adobe stuffies. What? Yeah, i3. It was, not smart. But, you know, I didn't know that at the time, because I didn't know jack about computers. And, you know, my father was like, yeah, what are you gonna do with it? Okay, you're gonna do this and this. You can probably get this kind of computer. That's probably fine. It was not fine. I do too much at once on my computer, too. I always have too many tabs open in Firefox and Chrome. Yeah. Yeah. You should see my home tabs. My home tabs are a fucking mess on my MacBook. But I have a MacBook Pro, so it's not like it can't keep up. I have like... I mean, luckily, the way my MacBook handles basically too much stuff is that if I have Chrome open or whatever, the internet open, when I shut down the computer, it'll just reopen the same tabs and not load them until I go to them. So like when I open my computer, so say I'm going to stream, when I open my computer, I open Twitch, or rather I go to the pages for Twitch, and I go to the page for my MooBot in case I need to like cycle the bot, and I go to Twitter and I go to Discord, and that's it. So it's not doing a ton right now.
Thank the Maker. It's been so long.
My one concern is that the capture card will tax my MacBook more, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because I do have the... What the fuck just happened to Frederick? There we go. I'm not super concerned because I
long since I've spoken to anyone.
I do have the
Have you come to observe the wildlife
MacBook
too?
Pro, and the capture card isn't supposed to be like that much, but also OBS. OBS is kind of pretty
What about Marcus or Jeanette?
taxing
This is
sometimes,
terrible
so
news.
we'll
I
see
am
how it
Frederick
goes.
of Serrault,
I'm not like
foremost
super
researcher
worried,
in draconology in Orlais.
but
I came here
like I
with an
said, we'll
expedition
see.
from the university. But the others
I
are
may
all
not be able
missing,
to do
and our work has
a couple
been
of things
halted.
that I would like to do. Like
Folklore raiders have made
I've
off
been
with
considering
much lives.
using
You will help me reclaim
the
Ireland, will
pen
you not?
display
You will
as
champion the
like part of
advancement
the
of
scene.
science.
So like I could have, for example, the maps that I keep referring back to.
You're a scholar. What can you tell me
I
about
could
this region?
potentially have the maps up
The
in
rest
one
of the
window and
place is
have
a
that on the pen
remarkable
display,
place, as you are no
and
doubt
then
aware.
have that
Many
as
magnificent creatures
part
make
of
their
the
home here. Varghulfs, dragons,
like part of the
phoenixes.
scene, have the
They
pen
thrive
display
where
up
few others can.
as a
The
slightly
land is
minimized
poisoned
part
by the
of
Second Blood.
my stream,
The Warden
and
fought
have
it,
the
as
game
it
as
was
another
that
part,
time.
and have chat as another part,
The
kind of a
Father
thing. So
Blight,
I don't know if I will
ancient
be able to do that, because that's a
Imperial
lot
here.
of stress to potentially put on my MacBook, but we'll see. We will see how it goes.
The rest of your team went missing, and there are raiders all over the area. Should you be here alone?
I don't know what happened to the rest of the expedition, but the raiders have left me completely
CPU shows
undisturbed.
0% in Task
I have
Manager and
also seen
idle.
grey wardens,
Background
and
stuff uses less than 1%. That's fucking impressive.
They all ignore my
$100 have
presence.
6 cores, 12 threads. Intel is just not there. Yeah, I've heard that, but again, when I was getting my first laptop as a,
I am a
you know,
professor at the University of
17-year-old, I had no
I have
fucking
been
idea
my
what I
life's
was looking
work
at.
to write a definitive monograph
God, that was 10 years
on the
ago.
hunting habits of dragons
That's so weird
and
to
their
think
closest
about.
kind. On this trip alone, I have produced 20 scrolls of notes. More scholarship than has ever been done on the southern Vargas.
I've been out of high school for almost 10 years. That's so fucking weird. Like, logically, of course I know that, but it's so weird. Okay. Hey, Frederick, I found your supplies.
Waiting for right here.
Now that I have my recipes back, I'll be able to concoct a bait the High Dragon cannot resist.
Congratulations.
I have most of what I need, but I still need to gather quillback intestines and a phoenix's tail feather.
Tell me more about
You
dragons.
study dragons. I'd be interested in hearing more about that.
Oh, they are fascinating and little understood creatures, thought extinct for centuries. Now they seem to be making a comeback.
Thought extinct for centuries. Yeah, there's some reasons for that.
Nesting behavior, but high dragon hunting patterns have never
There's also reasons for the Navarans having all of the information. I will keep getting older. That's not a bad thing. It's just weird to think about. You say it just gets worse. No. It will keep going, but I don't think that's worse, cuz like I have two choices. I can get older or I can die. So, you know,
Yes? Can I assist you?
the alternatives are worse. Okay, I've already said all the things that I can say to Frederick of Cyril. So we're gonna leave him alone for a little while. We're gonna hunt down the end of this Chantry Trail bullshit. We're gonna loot a thing. Oh yeah, no, I am aware. The oh god, that was so long ago will increase, and also it's gonna, like, I don't know that it will necessarily increase. It's just gonna be like, oh, holy shit, that was 15 years ago. Wow. So it's probably gonna be just the same feeling with slightly longer amounts of time. I don't know that it's necessarily gonna intensify because, like, I don't think about middle school like, oh my god, that was 15 years ago. Holy shit. Like, yeah. Of course it was 15 years ago, you know? Like, I think part of the reason it's so weird is because I'm going back to college, like, tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. The semester starts tomorrow. So it's like, oh, I graduated high school just under 10 years ago. Holy shit. And now I'm going back to college, because I did get my associate's degree, but, like, general studies is... yeah. Like, it's useful, because that means that there's a bunch of classes that I won't have to take now, but... It's not like a degree that's useful for really anything else unless you're going back to school. So, I mean, I did plan to go back, but I didn't know what for, so it was like, I'll get my associate's degree in general studies while I figure out what the hell I'm doing. And then I didn't figure it out for another 5 years. Yes, I can't decide if I'm looking forward to going back or not. I suspect this semester is going to be really easy. Because, first of all, this semester I'm literally just getting rid of a prerequisite. I'm getting a prerequisite out of the way so that I can go into a kinesiology major, hopefully next semester. And I'm going to yell at URI once I'm partway through this semester and be like, yo, I have this class in progress. Are you going to accept me now? Do I need to fight you? But, it's an anatomy class. Anatomy is so easy to me. Okay, so it's not letting me hack at it this time, that's fine. There. We found the end of the Chantry Trail! Was this the thing in the dark? I think this might be the thing in the dark, guys. Hang on. Nope. Oh, this was... Okay, this was like the thing with the harrowing and... Oh, God. The creation of a phylactery. So this is one of the things that's all, like, backstory lore bullshit. This, the phylactery is basically how they find any mages from any given circle, because they create this thing with the vial of blood, and they can use the vial of blood to locate any mage that escapes from their circle. So this is just like, congratulations, you and your DNA are now registered, and we can find you wherever you are. We let the boy rest, the first night they brought him to the White Spire. I convinced Knight Commander Belrose to delay the ritual till the morning. The journey was long, and the lad could barely keep his eyes open, poor thing. I was certain escape was the furthest thing from his mind. Medine found him a clean cot with the other young apprentices, and when I came in with his supper, he was already fast asleep. In the morning, I showed Medine how the vial was to be prepared. First, a simple charm to preserve and protect the glass. Then a spell that to keep the blood from forming dark clots. That sentence does not make sense. A spell to keep the blood from forming dark clots. The last step could only be completed with the apprentice present. I sent a young Templar recruit off with the message that we were ready. The boy was escorted to the chamber by Belrose himself. I could tell he had just been awakened. There was a smear of dirt from his face, perhaps from the road. I called the boy to me and cleaned his cheek with my sleeve as I explained the ritual. We have to take your blood, I said, because you're special and we don't want you to be lost. If it happens, the blood will allow us to find you and bring you home again. I let Medine take the lancet this time. The tremor in my hands was worse that day, and I didn't want to make too deep a cut. I held the boy close, and Medine made a small, neat incision on his palm, exactly as instructed. I felt the boy struggle and start to cry. He tried to pull away, but Medine gripped his hand firmly, letting the blood run into the vial. Then Medine cast the spell, like we practiced. Within the vial, the blood churned and grew bright in the presence of the mage to whom it was bound. It was done. Another phylactery, another link forged. He was leashed to the White Spire. The boy could not look away from the glow. He was enthralled, and the pain and tears were forgotten. See, this is magic, I said to him. When you're older, I will teach you. Belrose let the boy hold his phylactery for several minutes before he locked it away in the chamber. Yeah. Yeah. That would have been about 100 years before the, 70 years-ish before the setting of Dragon Age Inquisition. Chantry Logbook. We so far cannot confirm that Faramund has had any luck attracting spirits at all. It may not be possible for spirits in the Fade to even see someone who has so long been tranquil. He wishes to continue the experiments. We will stay and observe until he is ready to leave. Hooray! So, like... Excuse me. The Chantry markers are what lead you to this spot. So... these diagrams and that book and that book all, like, I can't decide if that was like, this is a historical place. This is why the Chantry would leave this, or if this was like, alright, well, I found a cave, fuck the Chantry, we're gonna stay in this cave until we don't have to. Like, I have no idea why that would be at the end of the Chantry trail. Yeah. Fight me. You two. Haha! Or Cole can stab you from behind. That's cool. I'm good with that. Help the mage, please. We're working on it. Okay. Okay. There is another... There we go, it's up here. I was gonna say, up the hill a little bit, there's another location that I have to find, but it's right over here. No, it's not. Shit. Hello, Vargest. Maybe it's up the hill at the other end of the wastes? Because I think that's what this location in the western approach is called, is the wastes. I'm not talking about the hissing wastes. Phoenix. Fight. Fight me. Eat it. Yeah. Okay. Map. I need to check my map. Because there's more shit down here. Over there. Okay, it's up the hill. Over there, somewhere. I'm less confused. Okay. Because the tome that you find for Vivienne is in the middle of this weird camp that I was remembering, and it's over there somewhere. Yep, there it is. I see the flag. Neat, the Phoenix is a Dino Raptor. Yeah, I know! Yeah, like... I'm really glad that they went that route, because it's like, oh, cool! Dinosaurs being feathered factored into this random critters.
For this. Not enough blood splattered everywhere.
Like they connected the Phoenix to dinosaurs, and they didn't connect the dragons to them at all. And that's a really unique take. But also it's kind of more biologically accurate if you want to like make a cross section of biology and mythology, which is not a thing, but anyway. It's cool, I like it, I'm entertained. Which actually reminds me of another thing that I will get to once I read this thing. Cassius, remind your hirelings to leave that Orlesian fop alone. With our red friends leaving the area, Service expects more from the White Claw efforts. I'm not explaining to him that you let those raider idiots kill our best chance at actually getting that High Dragon in reach. Octavian. So yeah, the thing that I found the other day. There was this post, and it was, I think it was on Tumblr of all places, but sometimes things on Tumblr are worth looking at. Someone was pointing out that the word reptile, as we use it, is fucking useless to actually talk about, like, biology. Because reptiles, the category of critter, reptiles, counts like turtles and crocodiles and things like that, but does not count birds. So the common ancestor that lizards and snakes and reptiles of all kinds and birds also share is, like, you should... If we're calling those reptiles, birds should be in that category. But if we can't count birds and we go down one more common ancestor, one level of common ancestry, if you don't count birds, you shouldn't be able to count turtles and crocodiles because they share the common ancestor with birds. But the, like, snakes and lizards and I forget what the other thing was in that part of the tree don't share that common ancestor. So if we're going to call reptiles, you know, the most recent common ancestor that doesn't count birds, then turtles and crocodiles are no longer reptiles. So what the fuck are they? So that was a very interesting thing that I learned recently. Vaguely related. Biology is fascinating and also stupid. Okay, Ancient Warden Logbook, because lore. So close. We nearly reached him. Made it down to what looked like a dwarven tide when the song was actually audible, real and thrumming through the air, not just in our heads. It rattled through the lyrium pillars and shook the earth beneath our feet to its dreadful tempo. We lost 30 men in the last cave-in, and the Warden Commander is abandoning the mission. I tried to argue... Oh, bitrate. There we go. Sorry, bitrate problems. I tried to argue for one last push, but the rock is too unstable down there. We'll have to find another archdemon somewhere more solid. So, the Wardens went hunting for an archdemon. Trying to define a tree of life gets tricky. That is true. Oh my god. Like, biology is so... Like, it's been studied for long enough that no matter how, like, no matter where you go in biological relation type trees, you're gonna end up with something that was discovered a long time ago that's just flat out wrong. Because we didn't have the same understanding of whatever it is. It's just, there's so much. Science is great. Fuck this guy. Oh, fine. I don't want to target that one. But also, the other one followed me, so I'm good with that, I guess. Yeah. Psha. Die. There we go. Alright. Cool. Next. Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to check my map again real quick. Yeah, that's about what I expected. I'm not going to worry about all of these dragon bits right now, because I am going to end up coming back to the western approach later. What is that? That's an ocularum. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I am going to worry about is I'm going to come over here, I'm going to close a rift, and then I'm going to go talk to the Wardens, and then I'm going to go back to Skyhold. So, rift first. This is the part where it would be really smart for me to ride a fucking horse, or in this case a Dracolisk. Haha! These things are so fucking ridiculous looking, I love them. Speaking of reptiles... Alright, Dusty Top Fort. Yeah. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of shit we can find in here, but If I do that before I close the rift, it's just gonna end up with a lot of shit going weird. I can't disrupt the rift. Fine. Too many ranged demons. Fuck you. Ouch, I'm on fire. Fire hurts! Yeah. Fight me! I love the taunt skill. It's so nice. Alright. Let's disrupt this bitch. Yep, there we go. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we're down to a Wraith somewhere, so... might as well do that. Oh no, I hear the Despair Demon. There it is. Alright, let's take care of... no, that's a Wraith. Where'd it go? There'd it go. Take care of this bitch. Yeah. I hate the... ugh! This is why I hate these! Come back here! I love that I can just... oh, what the hell is that face? Oh my god. Like, I realize they're demons, and the entire point is to make them, like, uncanny and creepy, but that one's... I'm gonna have to Google that later. That was a freaky-looking demon. Like, the Rage Demon is just a little bit weird. It's, like, vaguely snaky with, like, super lanky humanoid arms. But it's not, like, uncanny creepy. It's just weird. The Terror Demons and the Despair Demons are, like, uncanny creepy. I love them, but what the fuck? Like, those designs are fucking wild. Alright. So what do we got? We got Conscription Ale. A bottle marked Vintage, Warden Jairn. Smash when dead. Okay, well, clearly that was not done. And then we gotta climb all the way up here. And get the thing. It's a sword!
I think Blackwall would have liked to have been here for this.
I don't care. The funniest thing about, you know, I think Blackwall would have liked to have been here for this. When they give you that line, and then you go back and you talk to Blackwall, he's all like sassing you, like, I would have liked to be there, but you still get the greatly approves, you still get the +20 approval when you bring the thing back to him, so it doesn't actually fucking matter. It makes absolutely no difference, except you might feel a little bit guilty because he sasses you about it. Except I don't like him, so I don't feel guilty about it. Hey look, an Ocularum! I'm not going to worry about getting these shards right now, I have to come back to this later. But I'm gonna find them. Like, this part of the map you have to come back to a lot. Because there's a High Dragon later. The Abyssal High Dragon is in this area. And then the other one is going to be all the way back at the fort. Oh look, a Varghest. Cool. Oh, look at that! I got loot. Okay. Next thing. Yeah, there is a lot of backtracking here no matter what you do, just because, like, you have to go out and find the dragon signs for Frederick, and then you have to come back here and plant the bait, and then you have to go talk to him, and then you have to go back out and I think there's a Skyhold, like a mission of some kind where you gotta run back to Skyhold and do things at the war table, and then you go back again. Like, you can't avoid a lot of backtracking in this area, so I'm just splitting this up over 2 streams. I'm not going to worry about it. There is no point. What the fuck? What just happened, Vivienne? We're gonna make y'all take your potions, and then I'm gonna replenish my potions again, because y'all weren't paying attention. There. Okay. Now, let's go deal with some wardens here, I guess. We're gonna ride. Come to me, Dracolisk. Don't push me, you punk. And we ride, and we ignore all of the enemies on the way over to where the wardens are. Except I'm sure there's going to be a couple over here, because there's always like hyenas or Varghests or something right here. I'm stunned. It just makes me dismount when I get close to this, which makes sense because plot.
I'm glad you made it, Inquisitor. I fear they've already started the ritual.
Blood
What a mustache.
You could smell it. Or see the corpses.
I feel like that was supposed to be a witty line, and they failed. Alright, let's go.
Wait! No.
Yeah.
Warden Commander Clarel's orders were clear.
This is wrong.
Remember your oath. In war, victory. In peace, vigilance. In death,
Shank.
I'm sorry. Sacrifice.
That's a bad day. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of a bad day for everybody involved, but... Oh, I didn't reform my party either. So many characters have such entertaining, sassy lines here. I have Dorian, so I'm glad about that. I don't think, I don't know if Cole has anything to say. He might. Solus has got a couple of good lines.
You are no warden.
Cassandra and Varric have... I think they have something.
And you found the Inquisitor and came to stop me.
Death is supposed to be a last-ditch thing. Come back alive or alive. Yes. I like it.
I've killed demons before. If I have to kill a few warden mages as well, so be it.
You may have to kill a few, yes.
Well, that's not quite where I expected that to go.
Up,
but fair.
hands down.
Blech.
Corypheus has taken their minds.
They did this to
Well, that's a
themselves.
problem.
You see, the calling had the
Magical
Wardens
mind
terrified.
control bullshit.
They looked everywhere.
Welcome to fantasy. There's always something.
Even to Winter.
Yes, and since it was my master who put the calling into their little heads, we in the Venatori were prepared. I went to
Great.
Corel full of sympathy, and together we came up with a plan. Raise a demon army, march into the deep roads, and kill the old gods before they wake.
Which is also the plot of the book, The Calling. With some, you know, changes, but yeah, it's a thing. You bastard!
So you manipulated the Wardens to build an army of demons for Corypheus.
Just so.
I wonder what it would have done if it was... The Envy Demon showed me this, because I think I picked that the first time because it sounds familiar, but I also don't remember what she said.
This was a test. Once the rest of the Wardens complete the ritual, the the army will conquer Thedas.
Oh no.
So Corypheus influenced the Wardens and made them do this ritual.
I mean, kind of.
No.
But not
Everything you
really.
see here, the blood sacrifices to bind the
Humans
demons,
make shitty decisions when they are scared.
free will. Fear is a very good motivator, and they were very afraid.
True.
You should have seen Clarel
Unfortunately.
agonize over the decision.
Fear is a good motivator, but fear is also a good way to make really stupid, rash decisions.
Why did the Wardens try to kill the old gods?
A blight happens when dark spawn find an old god and corrupt it into an archdemon. If someone fought through the deep roads and killed the old gods before they could be corrupted,
Poof.
poof. No more blights, ever. The Wardens sacrificed their lives and saved the world.
I mean,
Although I fear history will remember them a little differently now.
if it could ever work like that.
Why would Clarel risk using demons?
Demons need no food, no rest, no healing. Once bound, they will never retreat.
They
Never
need no
question
healing, but
orders.
also they can
They
die.
are the perfect
So
army to fight
I'm
through
not
the
sure
deep
that there's
roads.
logic there.
Or across Olay. Now they are bound to my
They will
master.
just keep going until they die.
Do you really want to see the world fall to the Blight? What do you get out of
Okay,
it?
so the only thing that I
The
got
Elder One
having my
commands
current
the
party,
He is not
I didn't get any
commanded
extra
by,
lines, so
like a
that's
mindless darkspawn.
good to keep in the back of my
Blight
head.
is not unstoppable or uncontrollable.
But
It is simply
Vivienne slightly
No,
approves.
Livius, you're the tool.
Ah, I did get one.
While the Elder One rules from the Golden City, we, the Venatori, will be his god kings here in the world.
Yeah, fuck you. But Vivienne did slightly approve twice, so that was... I'm stunned that she held her tongue. But I guess, you know, the things that she would have said they wanted to let your warden say. I guess. Your warden, Jesus. Your Inquisitor say. I guess? I don't know. Alright, fuck you. Oh. Oh my god, that's the only one that's automatically attack? That's hilarious. Wow. I wonder what I've seen worse is. I mean, I'm gonna end up fighting him anyway. So... if I say let the Wardens go, he just kind of goes, no. So...
You think you can stand against me with just demons and a Fade Rift?
oh, I see.
Did Corypheus not mention what I did to the breach?
Haha!
He did.
Both of my mages are like,
Did what he
yeah,
did to
that's
you
right.
at
That's
Haven."
our Inquisitor. Fuck you. Oh,
The Elder
yeah.
One showed me how to deal
I forgot about this.
in the event you were foolish enough to interfere again.
So that gets excised if you just attack him immediately,
The
I'm
Emperor
guessing.
lets you pass safely through the veil. You stole that from my master. He's been forced to seek
I didn't
other
steal
ways
jack
to
shit.
access the faith. When I bring him your head, his gratitude will be... Ah!
Fight me. She's like, yeah? You want to try it? I know how to use this thing now. Let's go, asshole.
Kill them!
Alright. Ooh, Corypheus showed me what to do with your anchor. Yeah, the anchor that I know how to use now. That anchor, cause, fuck you. Fight me yourself, coward! Accurate. That's Tali. That's Tali in a nutshell. She's like, yeah? You think so? Come at me. Unless there's nobles, and then she's like, I'm going to be as polite as I possibly can, and make Josephine proud,
That went well.
until I have to fight you, and then I'm gonna murder you.
Through their ritual, the mages are slaves to Corypheus.
And the Warden warriors?
Nah.
Oh, of course. It's not real blood magic until someone gets sacrificed.
And that is a sassy line, but I also completely agree with it. Like, also, let's ignore Tali's shield in front of her face, because I think that's a minor issue there. She's mad!
The mages killed their fellow Wardens. Nothing can justify that.
I don't care about justification. It's past time to take arms against the Wardens and stop this madness.
The Wardens were wrong, Hawk, but they had their reasons.
All blood mages do. Everyone has a story.
Excuse me while I
to tell
whack you with my
themselves to
staff while I cross
justify
my
bad
arms.
decisions. And it never matters. In the end, you are always alone with your actions.
I believe I know where the Wardens are, Your Worship. Erimond fled in that direction.
Cool.
There's an abandoned Warden fortress that way. Adamant.
That makes sense.
I guess they didn't want to summon a demon army out in public.
The Warden and I will scout out.
It's fine. Everyone just gesture with your weapons. That's safe. See ya, bros. Alright. So we do have to go back to Skyhold. For a couple of reasons. Reason 1, all of the shit that's just happened. Reason 2, I have to talk to Liliana about Calpurnia. Reason 3, I probably just have to dump part of my inventory, so I'm gonna leave, you know, the remainder of, oh, yeah, and I have to go to the war table because of the, various setup type things that I have to do. Like there's a couple of random missions out in the Western Approach that I have to make people do at the war table. I think I'm missing one, but I can't make it trigger yet, so we'll get to that later. A letter found on a Grey Warden mage. Michen, I don't trust this ritual Clarel is talking about. Are you sure it's safe? Have you ever used blood magic? I don't care what the chantry says. I doubt they'd approve of the joining if they knew everything about us. But my family fought Tevinter slavers near the border. This Erimond sounds like everything that's wrong with the Imperium. I like the phrasing of that sentence, because correct. I'll be waiting for you when you get back. If you can look me in the eye and tell that this ritual is safe, I won't speak of it again. If not, just come back safe, please. Shanov. Well, that didn't go so well for him. Sorry, bros. Okay, nothing up here. But there's gonna be a thing in this corner. Bottle booze? Bottle booze. A Warden marked. Vintage Warden Evalal. Griffin Wing Ale. Also, let me just point out, Evalal sounds pretty elven to me. Okay. There's a... speaking of backtracking, there's also... Once you leave and come back, there's also a mission that ends, like, right the fuck here. But you have to leave and come back. So, backtracking is required. I'm not worried about that right now. That's all dragon stuff. Let's actually zip back to Griffinwing Keep, because I think that exclamation point might be what triggers the final war table mission. Let me talk to Knight Captain Rylan. Thank you. There we go.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. What's this about bandits?
Report. What's the situation in the Warden's fortress?
Bandits moved in. Worse than quillbacks, if you ask me. They're
Yeah, we
holed
took
up
care of
in
the
there,
critters, but there's some
using it as
bandits.
a base to strike at our supply caravans. Blasted scavengers.
Fair enough. Give me a status report. Anything else? Because
What's the
you've already told
situation
me
in the
about
Western
a couple of
Approach?
problems we got.
Business as usual, Inquisitor. Sandstorms, deadly wildlife, people other than us mad enough to come out here.
Fair
If
enough.
anything noteworthy happens, you'll know.
Cool. I'm out.
Carry on, Captain.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Okay, maybe that puts something on my map. Because, for the love of God, if there's not something here... What is that? That's more dragon shit. I'm not worrying about dragon shit right now. Alright. I just got this sudden urge, and you can tell I've been playing a lot of Zelda games recently, and particularly Breath of the Wild. I just got this sudden urge to, like, paraglide off the edge of the keep, Breath of the Wild style. You can't do that in Inquisition, and I'm suddenly upset about it. Can you imagine if they added something like that to Inquisition? That would be so convenient. Goddamn. Alright. Summon the Draculisk. Mount the Draculisk. Ride the Draculisk. Hope that there's a thing that I can apply and like make a thing happen on my map, because I'm just getting frustrated at this point because there's a thing that I'm supposed to be doing and I can't do it. And I can't tell what it is. Because I'm looking at my other map. This is the problem with looking at the other map that I have. I got nothing. That sucks. Dorian, you're so dramatic. Yeah, I know, I get it. Alright. So we're out of here for now. I'm gonna save really quick. Save, Western Approach. Back to Skyhold. Let's go, bitches. I am not gonna do Here Lies the Abyss right off. I'm coming up on the end of stream for the day, but I got a couple of conversations to hash out first. We're gonna zip back to the war table. We're gonna eavesdrop on Hawk and Varric. We're gonna not continue to do that thing yet. That's gonna be down the line a little bit. We've got a bunch of side plot lines to go through in the Western Approach, like the Still Ruins, like Korakavis, like all of the things that these war table missions are going to hopefully open up, etc. Dragon stuff, shards, all of that nonsense. That is probably going to be Wednesday. But first, we're gonna zip up here. And we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna get the war table shit started. But we're gonna eavesdrop first, because this is one of my favorite conversations that they feature Hawk in.
That Venatori mage back to Adamant Fortress. They're looking at assault options now in the war room.
Thanks for coming.
You did well, Varric. The Inquisitor is...
You did good.
...just who we need.
Aw, thanks.
Oh, it's been great. Murderous Wardens, archdemon attacks, plenty of blood mages and crazy Templars. Just like home.
I know how much...
I mean, our Templars aren't too bad.
This is the ass end of Thetis. You know they eat snails here? Still, I think
I love that he calls Orlais the ass end of Thetis. Because, like, when you think about the ass end of anywhere, you're like, it's got to be somewhere small, right? No.
Things change.
That is my favorite line. I quoted that at a bunch of little old ladies recently. That's what happens when you try to change things. Things change. You can't always control how. That is one of my favorite lines in this fucking game. And you can miss it if you're not paying attention. Talia is not a subtle eavesdropper. Okay, first of all, she's a warrior, not a rogue. And second of all, she's probably the kind of person that would just kind of like come up and hang out, and if you want to not talk in front of her, you can fucking move.
I tracked the Wardens to Adamant Fortress, Inquisitor. Your specialists have my full report.
Cool. Alright, well. Good luck, Hawk. I'll see you once we actually get to fucking Adamant. Which is gonna be a little while. Alright. Oh, right. I got perks and shit. I could get Advanced Focus. Or True Grit, that's a good one. Eagle Eye is a nice one to have. I don't really care about Forward Scouts because that just does map stuff that doesn't really help all that much.
Is he always so blunt?
Yes.
Sterling Reputation doesn't matter because I don't buy things. Ditto Favor for a Favor, ditto Rare Stocks, ditto Friends in High Places. That entire list is just utterly useless for me. These two are really useful later in the game, but I don't really use the extra potion slot until real late. And Imperial Court Tailoring is just inventory capacity, which isn't a problem yet. so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to go True Grit. All party members gain a 10% increase to all defenses. Hooray. That's a useful thing. So all of my advisors are done with all of the things that they were doing, which is great. More pockets! I did the first one. The second one is later.
Perhaps they can be useful to us after all.
I love this. So this is something that comes from Dorian's friend Mevaris Tilani. A friend in Carinus. My Lady Inquisitor, considerable as your support has been, I'm saddened to report my motion died on the Senate floor. Although I am hardly surprised. My fellows in the Magisterium don't enjoy the thought of having the freedom limited in any fashion. That was, however, hardly the point of the motion. It was a statement that needed to be made, and your support allowed me to make it far louder and clearer than I ever would have on my own. So I thank you. With any luck, this will draw support from those who feel as I do. It will also draw fire from Venatori cultists still in the shadows, but I say, let them come. I will not back down in the face of such fools. I'm sending along a few things which I hope will aid your efforts, and will see what more I can drum up. Give my love to Dorian. The poor boy is such a hothouse orchid, he must be wilting in the cold. Magister Mevaris Tilani. I mentioned that line earlier. Clothes of holding all the things! I mean, kind of. It gets you to... I think you go from 45 to 60 to 75, or maybe it's 60 to 75 to 90. I think it's the latter, now that I think about it. Okay, so we got all of this nonsense here. Crossing the sulfur pits, investigate the western approach was the one that we already did. Find the source of the darkspawn, stop venatory activity in the west is actually the hissing wastes. So yeah, I'm missing one here, but I mainly want them in real life. Yo, same. Like, so I had these cargo pants that had 11 pockets. They were the most ridiculous things, and also one of my favorite pairs of pants that I have ever had. They were super soft and super comfortable, and also surprisingly sturdy. Like, they were really well stitched. But they were so soft, and I think those were the same ones that were lined with fleece. They were great. I miss those pants. Okay. Improving morale is a good one. All that glitters... What does that get me? Is that just more money nonsense? Yes, that is just more money nonsense. So I guess we can send Cullen to do that. Locate Reason Evangeline. I will do that later. Mavrin's arrived! I think this is one where I go with Josephine, possibly Liliana, so we're gonna... I forget which one I enjoy more. Shit. I don't remember. I'm gonna do that later. Fuck it. Source of water for outpost. That's also much, much, much better. Should be a high priority. Group of soldiers can be sent to locate and secure a water source for the outpost. Must have access to fresh water. A few scouts should search the western approach. Or a few scouts could search for what? Why are Josephine and Liliana having a... Like, why do they have different options for the same exact result? Like, they're both sending scouts, whereas Cullen says send soldiers. He's busy. I don't think this one actually makes a difference if you send scouts versus soldiers. Resources, meh. Gather metals, meh. Improving morale. Commander, our work continues in the approach. It's a difficult post, but our soldiers are determined to represent the Inquisition as best they can. Morale flags at times, but we manage. The terrain is in... I'm not going to try to imitate Liliana right now. The terrain in the approach is unkind. Our soldiers would be more comfortable fitted with a pair of proper shoes. Simple comforts can go a long way, and rations don't lift a soldier's spirits. We can see that they have a good meal at the end of the day. Or, perhaps a distraction would help. We can see about sending books. They could set up a small library. I'm with Cullen because food, but at the same time, I don't think this actually makes a difference, no matter who you send. So I'm just gonna make Josephine do it. Fuck it. Yeah, we'll worry about the rest later. I have a conversation to go have with Leliana about Calpurnia. So let's go talk to Leliana. I'm gonna deselect that real quick. Alright. Dorian approves. You're welcome. Wait. One more door down. That one. There we go. Disrupt Solus's day. Zip up the stairs, cut through the library, say hi to Dorian. Drop off some creature research items, because I'm sure I have a bunch. Ignore the guy that wants you to find every fucking book in Skyhold.
Have we smuggled the other memory crystal into Calpurnia's camp?
Haha.
We have. Here.
Time to listen.
Ugh. Even honey can't sweeten Philandris. I'll keep trying. You are no slave, Linnea. I'll add another spoonful myself, later.
Wait a minute, Linnea? Isn't that the name of one of... Oh, shit, wait a minute. I wonder if we only get that character in Skyhold / Haven / wherever the fuck they come up. I don't remember if you side with the mages. Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up later. Okay. I'm torn between she remembers slavery and anything good.
Calpurnia seems to be treating her new acolytes kindly.
While I found that interesting, this is what you must hear.
Okay. Poke.
Master, forgive me. I didn't expect.
The time for your ascension nears. Tell me of your preparation.
They go well enough, although I'm distracted here. If I could train at the shrine.
Only Dumat's faithful may enter. Continue as before. Or would you see the Imperium's rebirth stalled by your lack of focus?
Huh.
I will be ready. As the vessel, and Tevinter's champion.
What training does she need? She's a patriot. That doesn't fucking matter.
Just how much training does becoming the vessel involve?
Another deflection. Why, a dwarven bauble, as if mine was miraculously returned to me.
Shit!
Let's give your new owner a glimpse of her fate. Venatori, we leave.
That is all the crystal
Well, they know it's us.
Before she found it. But I think it may be enough. A shrine to Dumat, Corypheus said. Where Calpurnia is forbidden.
Focus meditation. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if Samson is anything to go by, Samson becoming the Red Templar vessel was he needed to basically train his Templar skills and tank as much Red Lyrium as he could handle and then some. So maybe Calpurnia is just like, I need to study all of the things and become the best mage I can so that even Tevinter would not deny me anything. I don't know. I got nothing. Like, drink your Red Lyrium potions, because I got nothing. I don't know. Calpurnia will warn Corypheus. He fucking knows, man. Like, let's go to the shrine.
If that shrine is Corypheus's inner sanctum, I want in.
Perhaps he believes the shrine is secret.
Probably.
More likely, he's hiding something from Calpurnia. And
Mott is very different in
I doubt Corypheus has left
this one versus the other one. That's going to be another thing that's very interesting. However, I am going to leave that for another stream. It's quarter to 2. I've been streaming for not quite 4 hours, but over 3.5. So I'm gonna call that there for now. I will be back on Wednesday unless I am completely dead after tomorrow, because tomorrow is gonna be very long. Well, have a good day, Alien. I'm just doing my usual outro nonsense. So if you like what you see and you want to get updates on when I am streaming next, you can hit that follow button on Twitch and turn on notifications. Make sure you get notifications for when I'm streaming next. Or you can also follow me on Twitter. I have I post all of my streaming updates for like, yes, I am streaming today. No, I'm sorry, guys. I am not streaming today. I feel dead. I put all that on Twitter. I also post about other games that I'm playing off stream. So like Breath of the Wild comes up a lot on my Twitter. Various Zelda games. I just picked up a Fire Emblem game, so I'm going to be starting that soon. But it's a 3DS game, and I don't have the special fancy 3DS with a capture card in it, so I can't stream that stuff. So that's going to be all off stream. All of that nonsense goes on my Twitter. I also, when I remember, post that stuff to my Discord. I don't always remember. That is not the most reliable way to follow up on my streaming schedule, but it is a really good place to just come in and chat. It is relatively small as of right now, but it's a fun time. We can just hang out and chat about stuff. And I check Discord kind of a lot, so if ever you have questions or want to just talk about stuff, I have the Discord. It's fun. You should come and hang out. You are also welcome to lurk on Discord. I welcome lurkers. Lastly, but not least, if you have a couple of bucks to spare, because this is not something that I want anybody to even consider. If it is not something you have to spare, do not put yourselves out over this. If you want to make what I do better, if you like what you see, if you want to throw me a couple of bucks on Ko-fi, currently my my goal is to get enough saved up to get a capture card. It will not be immediate, even if I reach 100%. It is probably going to be a little while after that. I mentioned I have a couple of nice checks coming, but I want to get a pen display to get some emotes going and get some potential scenes set up for like a BRB screen and like a sensor screen for if I end up playing things like The Witcher where there are butts and you can't put butts on Twitch. I'm gonna figure out a funny way to censor that shit. So all of that nonsense. The setup is going to be pen display first, and then Stream Deck and capture card, so that I can stream more things and stream the things that I'm already streaming in a little bit of a nicer fashion. So I can set up things like that sensor screen and a BRB screen and all of that stuff, possibly an intro and an outro screen. So I'm not doing the same spiel every time in a super boring manner. But anyway, all of that stuff is to come. Let's see. Who is streaming that I can raid? Oh, you know what? So, I recently followed someone, and I'm gonna make sure I can actually raid this person. I recently followed someone who's playing something that looks like a super cool game. I haven't played it myself. I'm not super familiar with Sundered, but it looks like a cross between like a basic RPG and a platformer, and it's like the art is super cool, and it's like it is designed to be color blindness friendly, and all of the colors are really, really nice, even like taking that into account. Like, it is a really beautiful looking game, and it looks like a little bit of a hack and slash and a little bit of a platformer and a little bit of a vaguely RPG base. So it looks really interesting. But either way, I started following Flossie recently from another person's stream. But he's a cool dude. He's a lot of fun. He's very interactive with his chat, and he's playing what looks like a really cool game. So we're going to go raid Flossie. I hope everybody has a fantastic afternoon / whatever time it is where you are. And I hope to see y'all on Wednesday. Have a good one.